Hello.
Hey, look at us in our
Yes.
blacks with shirts with
I know, with
shit on it.
lots of shit on it.
Lots of shit.
Hi,
Yeah.
Mama Steele.
My mother's here. Hello. Mike is here. My stepdad is
Hi,
here.
Mike.
Hello, everyone.
I think I see Alex as well. Alex Johnson. Hello. Welcome.
Not Alex.
I know.
Alex Johnson, like from the Disney Channel?
Now that I don't know. I assume no, but you never know. Who knows what those Disney Channel kids are up to? Not me. I know Drake and Josh were
They were
interviewing each other.
Nickelodeon.
Oh, they were Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Huh. See, I never would know that.
But they were Nickelodeon after our time.
Right, of
They were
course.
Nickelodeon in the 2000s, and we did not go there.
No, of course
No,
not.
we were
are.
in MTV land.
We were in
those
MTV
days.
land. Absolutely. Okay, wait. Hold on. You talk to the people.
Oh no, what the hell's happening? Oh no, the screensaver's going.
See the dolphins?
I see the dolphins. They're beautiful. We love dolphins. Hello, Olaf. How's it going? I don't know why I'm doing this with my mouth. It's so you can get more. Do I sound better? Like, is the sound more directed when I do this? I just cried watching Miley live. It's so nostalgic. Miley live where?
Which Miley Live?
I know. Steel. Oh, we'll talk about it. Evie, Super Diva. Hello.
Hi. I believe Evie's a new patron, too.
Oh, that's right. I think it was last week. She told us.
Yeah.
Hello, chat. Mama Steele, Palmer and Steele. Hello.
Hi. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
We're so happy
We
to
love
be
it when you're
with you.
here. We love it when we're here.
Yes, we love it when everyone's here.
This is a job I love coming into.
right?
No offense to my restaurant.
Exactly.
people. But, I walk in and I'm just like, oh, I wish it was the end of the shift.
But alas, it's the beginning.
yeah.
So how are we feeling? What are people up to?
Yeah.
Are you guys watching White Lotus? Are you waiting until after this live to do that?
I don't know what
Because-
that drama is.
It's just airing right now.
No, but the drama, I'll
that
that we're
going to
talk about.
I'll
All
tell
right.
you. And it kind of goes back to, remember a couple of weeks ago when I was like, oh, people are so mad about the theme song not being the same or like whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently the person who composed the theme song was mad too and has been feuding with Mike White for
Oh,
months.
my.
I know, who knows?
Everyone buy your tickets for August 30th.
It's true. You'll see
It's happening.
the link in the chat. At the top of the chat, there's a pinned note, and also in the info section. If you are going to be in the New York City area, you absolutely need to come to our live show. It is at Caveat, New York City. It is in the Lower East Side of New York.
It's Lower East Side.
I mean, it's been so long. That,
I Googled it.
Great.
At
We
one
love
point,
Google.
and I forgot, but I remembered. Is it available? Is our tickets available for everyone now, not just
Yes.
patrons?
Oh, tickets are available to everyone now.
Everyone now.
So click that link.
But we would also love it if you became patrons as well.
We would, yes.
But-
And if you become a patron, you actually get a little
little
promo
discount?
code.
A little treat?
A little treat.
A little treat.
Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing Queen Bee this month. That's so exciting.
Yay.
Oh,
Well,
hi,
guys,
Mom.
Oh, hello, Mama Palma. How are you?
So nice. My mom is going to be coming to the New York show.
Is she
Did I tell
really?
you that? Yeah, no, she's coming. I know.
Oh, but wait. So my mom and your mom are going to meet for the
we
first
need
time.
so many pictures of
Oh,
our
my
moms
God.
together.
They can get up on stage, perform a number together.
I don't know if my mom
My
is
mom would
gonna-
not.
I don't think the moms are going
Yeah.
to want to do that, but they're going to sing their favorite song. Could you imagine Welcome to New York at the live show? We're not. But we love theories. We
Yeah.
love a theory. But yes, I believe someone asked if I was watching the White Lotus. Oh, MG, that's near me. I need to come. You do. You need to get those tickets. And yes, my mom's coming, as she's telling us. And it's our first New York City show. As the two gay mats. Of course, we've performed.
We're not novices to performing live for the people.
Especially not in the New York City. First time together.
Everyone remembers my off-Broadway debut in
All right, we're gonna wait.
What
Since
have I
you
done
don't seem to remember.
in New York. What did I did some shit. I did some.
Yeah.
Then I moved to LA.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. Friendly reminder that our taxes are due soon. My total return this year was a single dollar. Yes.
So
you better
rude.
take that dollar though.
That's
Isaac.
just so rude.
You earned
though.
that.
Every year when I see those memes of people being like, "Isn't it crazy that the IRS knows how much we all owe and just won't tell us, and we have to estimate it, and if we get it wrong, we go to jail?" And I'm like, "That is wild.
I know.
That is wild. Who
Because
thought of
it's
this?
so confusing, especially
is.
like I work 12,000 jobs.
I know.
And
when you have a job like this, it's confusing.
I'm just like, am I doing this right?
Yes, I'll be traveling from Boston for sure to see y'all. Oh, thank you. Grace said, and I believe you can live stream the show too, right? It's true. If you're not in the New York City area, the next best thing to do is you can click and get a live stream ticket. I believe if you click the link in the pin chat, you'll have an option to get tickets to be there in person or to go and download the live stream for, less money, but, less fun because we won't be there in front of you.
Yeah.
But you get a week to watch it or to download it on VOD as well. It's going to be great. Are people actually going to see the Minecraft movie? Guys, I looked at those numbers. 157 million. And I was like, wow.
All right.
People really care.
Cool.
That's so
fun.
crazy that Mama Palmer and Mama Steele haven't met. I mean, we met in LA, and our parents, don't live in LA.
No.
So they come visit, but
they would always come visit at different times.
Yes. Which, you can only, when we live together, you can only have so many moms in the apartment.
That's true.
You don't want too much mom energy. You can't have more moms than Matt's.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're in April already. I know, it is wild.
I know. March went out like a lion, as Rodgers and Hammerstein would say. Because it just flew by.
It really did.
And now we're a third. We're not a third of the way through the year.
No.
But we're a fourth of the way through the year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which means we are a 16th, all kind of, through this administration.
Okay.
All right. We love 16th. 16th notes. We love that. Anyone check their 401k and get angry at the lawsuit? I have a 401k, and I also recently, in the past year and a half, I was like, my 401k is through Betterment, and it's very much like, they're gonna pick all the stocks for you, essentially. Okay. And but then I was like, well, I have stocks that I want to buy specifically because I think they'll do well. They're all, tech, essentially, because that's what I know about.
Yeah.
Woo! Those numbers aren't looking good.
Well.
The ones that I'm putting in Betterment are looking a little fine. Those are still positives.
Okay.
But we're now, I won't show everyone, but I'll show Matt Steele. We're definitely in the negative 12%
As
area.
someone who has not invested in anything, I feel okay.
Look, this is today.
Woo!
Look at that. That's today, and this is from the beginning. This was negative 12 earlier. It's now negative 15.85%.
Okay,
so,
well.
Again, we love to invest, and hopefully there will come. Luckily, I won't be retiring soon. It's like the people you worry about are the people that are like, oh, yes, I'm about to retire. From my fucking job.
Yep. Yeah.
Horrifying.
Did you guys see Kamala saying, I told you so? I sure did.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was funny.
Palmer, when are you moving to your new house? Congrats on that, by the way. Oh, thank you. I am moving. I think May 15th is the official moving date. So I have a little bit more time.
Just know, whatever you're doing May 15th, Matt Palmer is doing something more stressful than you.
Yes, luckily I will hire some movers to assist with the process. But yeah,
still stressful.
Stressful.
Did
y'all like Miley's new songs? I like something. Oh, no. I like End of the World.
End of the World.
I do.
I had fun with something beautiful.
I'm glad you did. And all y'all in the comments that are mad, you're just going to have to stay mad. I did not promise to like every song that we react to. And wouldn't you rather I say my truth versus being like, oh, yes, Queen Slay?
And it's like, you liked Beyonce's more experimental something. And it's like, well, that was better.
Right.
And I like that. I
it.
like something beautiful. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun opening to an album. So I enjoy it. But I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, like the brilliant masterclass of songwriting here. Yeah, but it's more of just like a banger barging through the door.
Something beautiful is for the arts on the charts. And hey, I would never take anything away.
That's why she's not releasing it as a single.
Yes. Oh, Steele, I saw the commercial here while watching basketball. Did you see him in it? Because that's an interesting thing to know.
I know.
I didn't know it was still there.
Basketball.
March Madness, maybe?
But it's a football-themed commercial.
I don't know.
Unless it was the what's it called? Another edit of it where it doesn't feature all the football stuff.
But it featured Matt Steele is the confirmation I would like to see.
Yeah,
because we love residuals.
I want to know.
I wasn't gagging over this new Miley, and you know what? That's okay. We all don't have to gag over the same things. Yeah. Yes, I did see him in the commercial.
Okay, well, we love getting a paycheck.
Yes. They played Matt's TV commercial during the NCAA Women's Basketball Final Four tournament.
The women need to check.
They need to run Steele for that check. They do. LOL, calling it a 401k is misleading because we're probably not going to make anywhere near that amount by the time this is over. Oh, what a world. And, we'll talk about it when we start recording, but didn't Kamala say this? Didn't he actually say he was going to do this? And didn't
we all knew?
This is the people that are like, I regret my vote. I'm so surprised that this is happening. It's like,
Why are you surprised?
You surprised?
Why are you surprised?
Because I'm upset.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
I did see a good thread or whatever they are, where someone was like, I see a lot of regrets for Trump votes, but not a lot of apologies. That's like,
yeah, exactly.
I'd love an apology. I would love an apology.
I'd love an apology. I'd love an acknowledgement of, oh, I messed up. I'll do better next time.
Yes, let's say that.
I'll encourage my friends to do better next time.
Yeah, go to those Joe Rogan chats or whatever and tell them. This is what happened.
You know?
I wonder what Mariah has planned for the Emancipation of Mimi 20th anniversary. I don't know. I'm excited though, because I mean,
new songs.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be amazing.
Sure.
Maybe she and Anderson .Paak have cooked up more like, you know, Valentine's Day version-esques of different songs on that album, Beyond We Belong Together. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
The American people have short memories. It's true.
These people who are surprised that people said you guys are fear-mongering.
Yeah, I know. They love to say that.
I know.
And I also love, and I feel bad because I feel like we got an email like 2-3 weeks ago where it's like, I love that you guys aren't so hung up on politics and it doesn't come up and like we can have this fun podcast.
It comes up.
It does, but like we had a stretch where it didn't, you know, it wasn't the top story. But then when stuff happens, we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I came into the political talk. Yeah, you did. Did either of y'all watch Parks and Rec? I never watched, but I'm thinking of giving it a watch. I never watched it in full, but I've seen a couple of. Oh, just bought my tickets. Thank you so much.
You.
We can't wait to see you. Did either of y'all watch Parks and Rec? I never watched the full thing, but I've seen select episodes, and I loved it. I think it's very funny and one that I should probably sit
When
down
did Parks and Rec? Is it Parks and Recs or is it Parks and Rec?
Parks and Rec.
Okay, one rec.
One rec.
When did it end?
I would say mid 2010s.
I mean, that sounds right.
That's my guess. I'll look it up.
I need a specific year.
Okay, girl. Do you think I'm the encyclopedia? I'm not Wikipedia.
2008, took a vacation and came back 17 years later, it seems. I remember being a college kid and I didn't know that a recession was happening. And like people in my class, I was in history of acting class and people were talking about it. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, the recession that's happening. And I was just like, what's that? And they're like, it's a huge thing. And I was just like,
iconic.
I don't know. And they're like, and I'm like, how long has it been going on? And they're like, a little while now. And I was just like, haven't heard anything about it.
I mean, to be young
and a musical theater major
know,
where
like,
we're not talking about.
Like, what's money?
Money?
Never heard of it.
I know.
Parks. Hey, good guess by me. Parks and Rec ended on February 24th, 2015.
I was about to say 2015. It feels like a hard 2015 end.
You're absolutely right. Oh my gosh, yes, they're talking about. Did you see that clip of Ro? No, it was Rock on Twitch. Yeah. And oh my god,
so funny.
So funny.
Mariah coming with the dog,
and it's like. They're like, Mariah, I love you. Oh my god. And she's like, love you too.
And you know, Mariah's probably just looking at the lights, just being like, ugh. It's like some sort of pink colored light coming from somewhere.
And it's just like, man, teens are going to be teens no matter who your parent is. Because everyone's like, hello, Mrs. Carey.
Hi, Mrs. Carey. I know.
And she's like, hi.
Get out. Get out of my room. It's great. It's great.
Either of you heard anything about The Residents? Highly recommend. Clue is my favorite movie, and it has its zaniness. No, I don't know about The Residents. Most underrated Taylor song. For me, it's Better Than Revenge or All You Had to Do Was Stay. Oh, interesting. I mean... interesting.
Most underrated...
I mean, I say this to a lot of Taylor questions, but I feel like we as a culture do not talk about You're On Your Own Kid enough. That is such a great song.
Oh, completely. I feel like we're the only motherfuckers who talk about it. I was listening to it the other day, and I thought about it. I was like, I feel like me and Matt Palmer are the only ones, including the Taylor stands in the Discord and everything, like, who talk about it.
Bring it up all the time. And I'm like, this is a song that's like in her top.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. I'm going to say top 15 just to be safe because she has a lot of great songs.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great.
And we need to discuss it.
Definitely the best on Midnights.
Yes. I mean, you remember my Midnight track listing. I think it was Antihero, You're On Your Own Kid. There's a song near the end I liked.
Mastermind?
Mastermind. And then like 4 You're On Your Own Kid remixes that I would like.
Sure. And like coulda, woulda, shoulda. And it's kind of just like, why was this a bonus track, Taylor?
Oh, absolutely. That would be on my track list. Yes, You're On Your Own Kid is one of my favorite Taste songs. Agreed. Yes. Oh, yes. You're On Your Own Kid. Didn't stick like I thought. It just like should have been a single. Out of the Woods.
I sometimes forget that Out of the Woods, like a lot of people don't, for how good Out of the Woods is, I feel like people don't talk about it enough.
And also like when it was a single finally, and it was late in the cycle. I get it. It should have done better.
Matt,
I love Dancing with My Hands Tied. You're On Your Own Kid is one of my favorites. You're On Your Own Kid, Invisible String. Steel's not an Invisible String, girl. It doesn't.
Ooh, it's like, okay, that's the thing is, Invisible String, I can acknowledge, good song.
Yes.
But by the time I get to it on Folklore, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Right. I hear you. It doesn't bother. It's like, it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers Matt Steele, but it also is like, whenever I hear it now, I do think of Matt Steele going, it makes me laugh.
I'm just like, ugh.
Oh, Forever and Always is great. And
Forever and Always is fucking great.
The piano version's excellent.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. I like Dress. I don't know if that's underrated. Dress is just like definition to me of album track. Of just like song. I'm not angry. That is there. But I don't think about it. Yeah. I always kind of forget that it's on Reputation. Not popular, but I love Bigger Than the Whole Sky.
Oh. I feel like that's an emotional
I feel like that's grown on me a little bit. Like when I first heard it, I was kind of like, eh.
Right.
But then now like since I've heard it a couple of times, I'm like, oh.
I mean, it seems sweet. It's sweet and like heartwarming for sure. Still don't ruin the song for me.
I'm so sorry. Love Mirror, but I can't do Mirror Ball.
We're not the Folklore girls. So.
But Mirror Ball specific, like that sound to me is just something that just turns me away.
Oh, State of Grace. Now we're talking.
Oh.
Now we're cooking with fucking gas.
Yeah.
Lover is my favorite and my favorite album from her.
Oh, Lover as a whole.
And Euro Cheese.
I Think He Knows. Underrated.
You do love I Think He Knows.
I love I Think He Knows. It's so joyful.
I was listening to Future Nostalgia today. What a record. What a record.
I don't know what that has to do with this.
I just was thinking of albums from the past. That one's 18.
Albums from the past.
Albums from the past.
2018, 2020.
Lover?
Oh, no. Oh, Lover was 2019.
Oh,
Future Nostalgia is.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying 2018. No. You weren't clear.
You weren't listening.
No, you weren't clear.
No, you weren't listening.
You just
you actually, I was talking and you weren't listening.
Palmer, are you ready for...
That's why we're discussing the Switch 2 today. Love the graphic tees today. Thank you.
Invisible String Slander. Yeah, and what about it?
And Mirror Ball Slander. I love, imagine if y'all could jump through the screen. You would have jumped through so many times by now. But you can't.
Oh, is that what that means? What if I jump through the screen?
That's my guess.
Oh, I always thought it meant what if I jump like off a cliff.
Oh, well, it could be that either.
Which we shouldn't be laughing about. But
I don't think Cornelia Street's underrated. I hope not.
Anyone who underrates Cornelia Street
is wrong.
What if I jump?
I don't hear many fans talk about I Almost Do.
Oh.
Every time I don't.
Matt Steele, you have mentioned your Torture Post Department playlist faves. Would love to hear.
Hey, as have I. Mine is just shorter.
Mine's better.
Nope.
Starts with the Black Dog, then Torture Poets Department, then My Boy Breaks His Favorite Toys. I can't believe I have it memorized.
Palmer, when you were listening to Do It, did you skip Good in Bed? I did.
Of course you did, as we all should.
As soon as it started, I was like, and it's like, we love Lily Allen and like that sound of like 2006 UK. Great. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with the rest of the album.
You guys like Sad, Beautiful, Tragic?
No.
I can't say I don't like it. I can't say it does anything.
That's in a chunk of Red where I'm like
let's
wrap it up.
Paper Rings Paper Rings is great.
I like Paper Rings.
Back to I like Back to the
I've been told not to give my true opinions here anymore. So sure.
Future Nostalgia is perfect except for Future Nostalgia, Good in Bed, Boys Will Be Boys. So like a third of the album.
I like the title track. And Boys Will Be Boys is a little clunky lyrically.
Yeah, but I think the song itself is fine.
Yeah, I think it works.
Good in Bed is the one skip from. Yeah, Good in Bed is. Yeah. Anytime y'all talk about Taylor, all I can think about is.
I forgot that one.
Dude Clean.
Was that when we were doing the 1989
Taylor's version? Listening party, and like we were halfway through the album, and she was like, "Go to Clean."
And it's like, we're going in order.
We're going in order, girl. Do you think Miley's in her hit era or critical acclaim era? Maybe.
I think she's aiming for critical acclaim. I don't think hit is on her mind. I don't. It's like if she wanted to write 12 Flowers, she could have, and she chose not to.
Yeah.
Which I respect, even if some of the songs are not for me.
Good in Bed does not fit with the rest of Future Nostalgia. It could have been included in Dua's first album. It could sonically be in Dua's first album, but it still should have been left off of any album.
Not any album.
And I think that song, I can't do that song.
Yeah.
These Walls and Dua will have its day one day. These Walls is good. Torture Poets rise in your Taylor album. Has Torture Poets risen in your Taylor album?
If we had the edited versions we made.
If it was my 13-track version, it would be her best album.
I wouldn't say best. But it would be
one of her best.
In the conversation.
Yes. But all those 31 tracks, no.
No.
I like the idea behind Tortured Poets Department.
Yes.
I like that it feels like an album that she felt compelled, that felt important to put out. Like there was impetus to put it out.
Yes,
and it was cathartic.
It's really personal lyricism.
Personal lyricism, which we've missed for a few years prior, but didn't need to be 31.
It's too long.
No. Do you remember "Good in Bed" from y'all's bad songs on great albums? Yeah.
Hey. I assume we put "The Girl Is Mine," which I'll never understand how "The Girl Is Mine" was the first single off of.
And it was "The Girl Is Mine," "Good in Bed," and the Justin Timberlake song about
"Out of This World, But You're Not Green."
Yeah,
I hate that song. What's it called?
Do you guys like "Eyes Open" and "Safe and Sound"?
I love "Safe and Sound." I don't know "Eyes Open," but "Safe and Sound" I think was on maybe a Hunger Games soundtrack or something, and it features a duo of like guitar performers who used to date and be a group, and then they broke up. Okay. Now they're not a group.
Best dance album of the decade so far: Future Nostalgia or Mayhem, or would you say Renaissance?
Renaissance.
We would say Renaissance.
As the days go on, I'm like, is Renaissance her best album?
You ask that all the time.
I know,
like,
but
as the days go on, like for a couple years, we've been talking about that it could be her best album.
It's so hard when Lemonade is right there.
I know.
You know?
The thing that's great about Beyonce is so many of her albums could be her best album for a different reason.
Yes, it's true.
So, did High School Musical make the cut in y'all's Tortured Poets? Oh, so High School. It did not.
It did not, no.
I will say that song, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, I love this. And then I kept listening to it, and I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say about it, but it wouldn't make... As a non-Swiftie, I really love Clara Bow.
I love
Clara Bow's wonderful.
Clara Bow.
And Love My Life is great. Or Lost My Life, whatever. 31 tracks.
Nothing else,
Girl,
that's
track
what it's
15,
called.
one giant blob of the same melodies. It's either Renaissance or Brat for me. Speak Now is trash.
Oh,
such an annoying song.
Well, I think Lauren has said this about Speak Now before.
Lauren?
It's just like, I don't agree.
What if I jump?
No one jump. We're all here together.
Lemonade is B's best album to date.
I'm watching the finale of the White Lotus tonight, which, by the way, please do not spoil it. I assume you won't. My mom says Lemonade over Renaissance. But my mom liked Renaissance. She had that.
I think Lemonade is her biggest artistic statement.
Sure. Yes. And the film itself.
I mean.
Unbelievable.
That's right. No Speak Now slander here.
Yes, it's true.
Can't wait for you guys to be forced to react to Tortured Poets Department Anniversary Edition.
No.
Go back and forth on whether Rennie is better than...
It is. I mean, I love Cowboy Carter, and I'm glad it won Album of the Year. It is.
I always say I think Renaissance is a more flaw-free album.
Yes.
Cowboy Carter is a more ambitious album.
Sure.
Yes,
Yes, that's true.
So both
huge accomplishments.
Yeah. Worst and best Taylor title tracks.
Interesting. Let me listen.
Red's great.
Red is great.
Speak Now is brilliant.
Yes.
I love Fearless, and you don't get Fearless.
You do love Fearless.
There's no song called Taylor Swift.
No. Tortured Poets Department. It's a good song.
Tortured Poets Department is a good song.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lovely, solid track 2 of an album.
Right. There's no song called Folklore.
There's no song called Folklore.
Evermore.
Evermore is
Evermore's
the worst title track. Yeah.
Olaf is right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put Speak Now in the discussion of best title track.
I would
Speak
probably
Now is
say
great.
it's
Sorry,
Speak
Lauren.
Now. I would say it's Speak Now.
Yeah.
I think B should have won Album of the Year in 2022 for Renaissance, and Billy should have won Album of the Year. Okay.
That's fine.
You know.
I wouldn't be.
Fearless
I mean,
best.
I will always think Beyonce should have won Album of the Year.
No, I love Tortured Poets Department, that title track.
I do too.
I think it's really great.
Palmer doesn't love the song Fearless. I don't hate it, but I just think it's a little, I don't know. It almost feels a little more like her first album, where the rest of Fearless feels like a bigger step up, bigger step forward. No,
I don't disagree with that.
Yes, I'm the Speak Now hater. I was just saying I've solidified my bottom 5 Taylor songs. It's Stay, 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 It's Nice to Have a Friend, Ronan, Speak Now, and Me. Also, I think Speak Now is her worst album. Wild. I mean,
putting Speak Now on a list with those songs.
I know.
It's like, Lauren. Speak Now is my first.
Who's winning Drag Race? Anya. I mean, it would be cool. I think Jules should be, and again, spoiler alert, if you have not watched the latest episode of Drag Race, and sad news for you.
Oh no, Susie.
Susie.
Oh, Susie. She's be tooting somewhere else.
It was her. The thing is, much like I could see you maybe doing, had really overthought her arc on Drag Race. And so she walked in, she's like, I'm going to give them like 20s girly and like, you know, doing the flapper shit. But then throughout the competition, I'm going to show so many different sides of me. And then at the end of the competition, I will come back as my original form, but elevated. And everyone was like, you stop doing this.
You can't plan how the arc of your journey is going to be.
And that's what
you got to live day by day, minute by minute, girl.
And when the final challenge is like, we need you to be a Vegas showgirl, and you come out in like a scoop-scoop-be-doo wig. Yeah. Michelle Visage isn't going to like it. But yeah, I think Anya will win. But Jules had an excellent week. I'm glad she made the top 4. I think Jules would... Like, Anya would have a harder time against Jules if they were the top 2, but I don't anticipate Jules being in the top 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Anya versus Sam, most likely. Sam's a Sam Star. She's country queen.
The way you said Sam, you were just like against Sam.
No, I like Sam. I like Sam.
And the fact that it was just like Sam. It's like, that's not a drag queen name.
Sam Star.
It's like, there's Anya, there's Susie Toot, there's Jules. And Sam.
And Sam.
And Sam.
That's
like, I've never heard anyone mention Sam, but...
Sam Star is good. She's just like a little...
Third place?
Third or second.
Okay.
It's very...
like when I watch a Big Brother season and I'm just like, they are runner-up energy, baby.
Doing the flapper shit. I mean, it's what it was. What's the first album reaction you guys ever did? I think it was 30. Adele, right?
Yeah. The one where we first like reacted to the whole album.
Jules is an incredible lip syncer and can dance, which is why I'm thinking Anya would have a tough time with her. But she's been in the bottom, I think, too many times at like comedy challenges for her. Like, and Anya's just got that presence. Like, she's got that presence. Woo!
You know, White Lotus could work as a reality show.
God,
you clever editors.
This is how we got that freaking what's the show about killing people on Netflix with a million. That was a show. And
Squid Games.
Squid Games. That's how we got the Squid Games reality show.
Yeah.
We don't need that. And it's already weird that every place the White Lotus goes, even though there are murders in all of the season, people like gets such a tourism bump. We're like, ooh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston Rob mentioned on Abbott Elementary last week is Palmer and Steele's Worlds Combined.
Oh, I do. I haven't caught the new Abbott. I'm still reeling from Ava being fired, and I realized Ava's a character, and like Chanel James is going to continue to be on the show. But I'm hurt.
Most underrated Beyonce song.
No, not Ave Maria. What's an underrated? I mean, everything. I think we as a culture don't talk about anything on B-Day enough.
Yeah.
Like, Get Me Bodied should be in the discussion more often than it is.
I feel like it's very much in a discussion.
I want even more.
I know. That's Get Me Bodied should be the national anthem.
And you know what? Even Deja Vu. I feel like when Deja Vu came out, there was like kind of a little mini backlash around it because the video she's like doing so much. But it's excellent.
And I think we as a society also don't give Daddy Lessons. Daddy Lessons, the fact that Daddy Lessons did not win Grammys.
I know.
A disgrace.
But I'm going to see her perform it live. I'm manifesting it. You said it, and it makes sense. She has to do it.
Yeah. B-Day is B's most underrated album ever.
Hey, you're talking
Speak on it.
B-Day stands right here. We love B-Day. Is Beyonce's worst song better than Mariah's worst song? No, Daddy's really bad. I'd say Daddy is worse than...
What's Mariah's worst song?
You know, I don't like How Much. But like, I don't like... I mean, it's also like some of the songs I don't consider as real Mariah songs. Like, you know, the song she did for...
Empire?
Empire. That song is bad, but it's not a real song.
The thing with like a bad Mariah song is like... A bad Mariah song to me is kind of just like, oh, this is just like really boring and forgettable.
Yes.
Whereas like Daddy is
cringe.
Daddy is unforgettably bad.
Like if I'm talking about Mariah songs I actively dislike, we're talking like So Blessed, How Much. Like these are songs that are just like, what is this? Like it just doesn't do anything. Daddy is like cringy.
Also, Radio is underrated.
Oh.
I like Radio. Disappear of IMB's most underrated song. Disappear. All those ballads to me, I don't know. I truly...
Remember we did the video and I got like 8 of them? And I kept naming them right. Thank you. But Mariah wrote her songs, so they're better by default. Hey, I believe Beyonce could have co-written Daddy. Daddy, daddy, daddy.
You know, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities. Beyonce worked her ass off during the B-Day era.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She always works her ass off. She's the girl.
Love on Top is Beyonce's espresso in a witness era.
Interesting. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't care for Love Story either, and people always get on me about that.
You don't like Love Story.
I've never liked it.
I'm like, this is fine.
You know what song I love that I don't think you care about?
What?
Thanks for Nothing.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Thanks for nothing. Yes! It's so good.
It's not worthy of a yes!
I love it. I love it.
Daddy's greater than speaking. Girl, Lauren.
I've never heard Daddy. Listen to Daddy, Lauren.
I love Disappear. Mariah has eras of her worst, like a Charm bad Mariah Carey song doesn't sound like a Tommy era, like the Tommy eras.
Yeah, I don't fully understand what's being said, but yeah, I feel like Mariah's definitely had like bigger, like, I'm like, I wouldn't say worse. Like, what do we think Mariah's worst album? I would say it's probably Charm Bracelet, and Beyonce's worst album is Sasha Fierce. Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, everyone hates when I say this, or Dangerously in Love.
I don't disagree with that. I would put I Am Sasha Fierce worse than Dangerously in Love. Yeah.
And I think the issues on both albums are different. Like Charm Bracelet, it's just like Mariah it was like we were painting in watercolors in every single song. Mm-hmm. With I Am, it's like we were going for adult contemporary.
And it kind of felt like Matthew Knowles was kind of just like, you will, like, is trying to make her a legacy act before she had that legacy yet. Yes. You know, it's like, you will present yourself as diva extraordinaire before you've cemented yourself as that full diva that we truly know quite yet.
And while the second act of that album is much better, it also does feel like sometimes like we're really pandering to the radio, which obviously she would never do again, you know?
Yeah. And it wasn't until like we got a visual statement with Single Ladies that it was like, okay, we can latch on to this type of Beyonce.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
This era. Okay, should we get started?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll do it when we do it.
Do what?
Talk about the New York Live show again.
Let's do it when
we're gonna do it when we do it.
All right.
All right.
All right, are we going to start with an ad right now?
No, we'll give them a little hello, hi, how are you?
Hello, hi, how are you? We have a New York show, August 30th.
Yes, and if you're listening to this podcast or watching on YouTube, go to the info section of the podcast, and if you're in the New York City area, can get tickets to our August 30th live show at the Caveat Theater in the Lower East Side of New York City, Manhattan. And it's going to be so much fun. It is Saturday, August 30th. It's the weekend of Labor Day weekend. And so if you're not in New York City regularly, but you want to travel for Labor Day and you don't know where you want to go, New York City. It seems like a perfect place for Labor Day. And if you, for some reason, cannot travel to see us, which is very sad, we have a live stream component as well. So if you click the link, click a live stream option, you'll be able to get tickets to watch us do our performance live, and also have a VOD that you can download and get for the next week. And we'd love to see you all there. We would love to, live stream with you. I just hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be so much fun. We have months to prepare.
We do. So don't let us off the hook. There's high pressure.
We'll do great. Okay. Let me insert an ad. I don't like Boy I Need You either.
Does anyone?
Matt Bridges.
When he just says things.
I believe he went on an early date with his partner, and they're both Mariah fans, and he said, "Boy I Need You" is one of my favorites, and the partner was like, "No." The answer to that is no. Icon.
Okay, Dad, is dropped. Lauren.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. Leave Speak Now alone, because you could have been getting the daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wait for my ad to finish, and then do I want to start? Or do you want me to start?
I'll start. What did I do this week?
I don't know. I didn't do too much either.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Two Gay Mats, the podcast. It is Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And it is so hot.
It is.
I love living in LA.
Yes.
Because it is April, and my mom always hosts like a Easter egg hunt every year for like my friends' kids, my brother's kids, and like other people's kids who she knows, and they just like find eggs in the backyard. And this year she had it. Saturday she had it, and they were talking about how freezing cold it was. It was rainy and everything, and I was just like, oh, it's 75 degrees and sunny and cheerful where I am right now.
I'm telling you, like there are a lot of downsides to LA, but the weather. snow.
I know.
Like, this is really a lovely time to be, even though, I'm looking at the temperature, at least where I am over the next week, and we are pushing the limit of my comfort with the heat.
Well, where you are in LA, it gets a little hot.
It does get a little
where
hot.
I am, it's a little easy breezy lemon squeezy. It does get freezing in fucking January, February at night.
Yeah.
Because the apartments are not like prepared for that
Right.
type of thing, and it's like I live closer to the ocean, so the wind, as Mariah would say.
Yes, it's true.
It kills you.
Well, that's why you got to have central air when you're in my area, and we do. So
I don't.
We love that.
But my apartment doesn't get hot, so it's fine. But Matt Palmer, what did you do this week? Who'd you see?
This week, I didn't do anything too incredibly crazy. I went over to your apartment on Thursday to record 2Gay Mats videos, make some new patron-only content. Go to patreon.com/2gaymats for that. We're going to be putting up our review of the Ariana Grande short film, Brighter Days Ahead, on Monday night, I believe is the time it premieres. So that was very fun. And then Friday, I didn't do anything too crazy, but Jackson and we went to a couple of happy hours in the neighborhood, and so that was nice. And then I caught up on Summer House because I was weeks behind because he had friends in town last weekend, and then his brother was in town staying with us for a couple of days. So it just was a lot of hosting, which we love to host. We love all of the guests, but it also sometimes you're just like, I'm ready to like veg out and like not have to be the host for a minute.
Yeah, and the thing with hosting is it's just like, like I feel like you and I both like have like solid cleaning routines. We're clean people.
Yes.
We keep it at things tidy, what they need to be and everything. But when you're hosting someone, you're just like, let me like dig into this corner a little bit more just to make sure. And then you find that spot that you missed, that you've been neglecting for a little while, and you're just like, I'm a pig, I'm disgusting, and then you like beat yourself up emotionally or at least I do.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is more of a you thing.
Okay, fine.
I do always have to clean before people come here.
Of course, yeah.
But I remember you, whenever people would come, you would always be cleaning the tops of
the ceiling fan.
And that to me is like a bridge too far. That has nothing to do with me.
It gets dusty up there. Are you kidding? The blades of ceiling fans? It gets disgusting.
Well, that's too bad. I'm moving, so that's going to solve the problem.
It's just going to leave it the way it is.
I really am.
Exactly.
And then yesterday, I didn't do anything too crazy during the day, but then last night we went over to our friends Joe and Tim's, and we played a board game that I had played before that's very fun, and this is unfortunately not sponsored, but if you want to have a fun time with the board game and also learn about birds, there's a game called Wingspan.
Okay.
And it is so much fun, and like, again, I like a bird well enough. I'm not like super animal lover. Like, I love an animal. I want them to all be well, but I'm more like respectful to the animals and less like, oh, scoopsy boopsy,
Yeah.
But Wingspan is just, as a concept for a game, it's complex. Like, it takes you a minute to like understand all of the rules, but once you're in, you're in. You're like, oh, I have to build this water bird, and I have to have it lay this many eggs so I can get the bonus points for the round and for my whole game, and then
forcing a bird to lay eggs, that's very like Handmaid's Tale type of control over women's bodies.
Well, luckily, you're just putting an egg onto the bird. You're not really like making it lay.
What if she doesn't want to lay the egg? What if she wants to be a free bird and fly free?
If they need me to adopt the eggs and find good homes for the the chicks that pop out of them,
sounds
I can
like
do
an
that.
Anti-abortion argument to me.
Wow, it's certainly not that. It is a lighthearted, very fun game, and so it was a lovely, lovely time playing that game. But also, as we've aged, I like to go to bed at a certain time, and unfortunately, Wingspan kept me up until 3 a.m. We were playing so fucking late, and so I just was not ready for the day today, and literally all today has been, up till this point, has been recuperating from the night in which I stayed up entirely too late. And
how old have you fucking gotten? That you're like, the news of my week is I stayed up till 3 and I'm recuperating.
Hey, my work has been getting me up even earlier than usual. I have to be on 8 o'clock calls 3 out of the 5 days in the week.
I'm not doing that.
And so since I have to do that, I have to get to bed at a certain time, and pushing it to 3 on a night that's not that during the same week is tough. And I always check my Apple Watch like to see how well I slept, and it's just like 5 hours and 45 minutes of sleep is not enough. That's all I got from last night, and I'm going to get more tonight. After I watch the White Lotus finale, which airs, I think as we're recording this, it's on. And so I'm so nervous.
But what if the White Lotus finale is so outrageous and out of control that it keeps you up with your mind racing and your heart pumping?
I mean, I assume it will be good. I don't anticipate that. I'm usually good at sleeping. Like, it's like, it's similar to people who are like, oh no, I had caffeine after 2 p.m. and I can't sleep. It's like, that's never really affected me. I think it's because I had a lot of Diet Dr. Pepper as a child. So it's just like...
Yeah. Your body is used to it.
Yeah, I'm just used to it. So yes, even though I will be very invested, and I don't tell me what happens if you're in the chat, but I need Belinda to be okay. Natasha Rothwell's character, I'm most worried for her and her son Zion. But we'll see. Because, of course, it's a murder mystery. We know some people that we've grown to love have passed. I hope it's not Amy from Sex Education as well. I believe I forget her character's name, but she's Amy to me because she was Amy on Sex Education. She's acting her face off, and I hope that she survives the night.
All right. Well, who would you say is going to win the Emmy this year?
Out of these actors?
Yeah.
I personally... I would love if Natasha Rothwell did, but I'd also would love the three ladies, like that Carrie Coon.
They can't all three fucking win an Emmy.
I know, but they're all so good. If any one of them won, maybe Leslie Bibb, just even for the scene in which the girls confront her about voting for Trump, and she's just like, I'm an independent. And like, are we really going to talk about Trump tonight, guys? And it's like, that's exactly what they would do. So maybe her, because it's like she upset me in a way that I'm just like, okay. You killed it, babe.
Okay. So when someone upsets you, they get your vote for the Emmy Award.
If I believe their character enough that I'm like, hey, you stop. Then yeah, maybe.
Queen.
Matt Steele.
Yes.
What were you up to this week?
Oh, I worked and I got a haircut.
Oh,
that's what she did, ladies
Hair
and
looks
gentlemen.
good.
I went to, the chiropractor. I went to the physical therapist.
Yes.
I went to the dentist.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was fine. They had nothing to say.
I love when they have nothing to say.
No, I like it when they compliment me. I go to the doctor for compliments.
Right.
And I used to get compliments more when I was younger. Like compliments are just like, you take such good care of myself. Why are you here? Oh, why are you here at the dentist? You take such good care of your teeth. Your teeth are so beautiful. And she's like, well, they're so beautiful because I go to the dentist regularly every 6 months like I'm supposed to. And I get that less and less.
I know, but that's kind of like, I think I get a little bit of that. Like the dental hygienist is always a little harder on me than the dentist. And maybe just because the dentist wants my business. But she's always like, you're doing really great. Like sometimes you could maybe floss more like right behind the back teeth. And I'm like, I do that too.
I know. I hate it when they fucking accuse you of
and it's like,
not
I
doing
do
something
that.
you do. It's like, I do it. I'm following the rules.
But then the dentist comes in and it's like, it's a pleasure seeing your teeth. And I'm just I'm never finding another dentist.
I truly melt when a medical professional just tells me I'm doing a good job at keeping myself alive.
But I also feel like even though that does still happen to me, it's something that they tell kids because it's like you're a kid. It's like when you're a kid and people just
encourage you.
Oh, you're such the cutest little thing. I remember when I went through puberty or became more, adult human looking. I was like, people don't tell me I'm cute just when I'm walking by as much. And I'm like, well, if you say that to a child of a certain age, it now becomes weird. And maybe it's the same thing for good job brushing your teeth, Maddie.
Yeah.
It's like,
you did it.
It's more for kids.
You did it. Keep going. Now they're just like, oh yeah, he does what he needs to do.
Right.
Get him the fuck out.
Get him out of here.
He's not making us any money.
Get that queen out of here.
We're not filling no cavities or anything.
Yeah, that's absolutely what happens.
Yeah.
Also, I have not gone over this with you or with the person we're talking about, but I'd like to try to throw in a new segment of the episode. And I love a surprise segment.
All right.
Great. Everybody hold on to your hats.
Great.
I believe this has been mentioned on the podcast, but it's certainly been mentioned on the YouTube channel. Matt Steele very kindly made a playlist for his roommate Travis.
Oh my God.
And this playlist basically starts from the year Travis was born,
which was 1991. He's a little younger than us.
And it's basically, he's never been super into pop music and he's heard things in the ether, but doesn't know the details like we do, for our job here. And so I luckily got myself on a thread.
Because Matt Palmer's invested in this. Matt Palmer hasn't even seen the playlist.
No.
Because I was like, okay, Travis, what songs do you already know really, really well? Because I want to not just give him my favorites, and it's 365 songs. I want it to be
good for you.
Yeah, I narrowed it down because he was like, I will listen to a song a year or a song a day. And I'm just like, why don't you just listen to a couple a day? That way you can knock it out in a shorter period of time than a year. And he's like, no, I want it to be one song a day. I'll listen to it intently and I will gather my thoughts.
Yes.
And you will tell me why this song is important. So I gave him songs that are, a lot of the songs are songs that I personally love, but some songs I'm kind of like, even if this isn't my favorite, I need to include it because I need to educate him on the history of, where Mariah Carey's career turned.
Absolutely.
More hip hop direction, stuff like that. And so I was like, what songs do you already know hardcore? You've listened, and he's like, Crazy in Love. He's like, Love on Top I listen to all the time. Teenage Dream, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I can exclude them from this playlist. So there are some big songs that are not on this playlist, but there are some big songs that he's heard before that I'm like, this needs to be on the playlist. Someone like you has to be on the playlist.
Yes.
Hello.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a hodgepodge of songs from 1991 to today.
And the reviews have started coming in. We're in 1991, and you started very kindly with some Mariah.
Yes.
And let me give you some quotes from Travis on Mariah Carey's 1991 output. I liked emotions. Catchy. Fun. I like the high notes.
Can't disagree with that.
You can't disagree with that. Secondly, this is a tough one. And I'm going to try to go into this with no judgment because this is a person coming at this, 30 years later.
He's new.
Can't Let Go isn't for me. There's something I find kind of eerie and unsatisfying about it, almost nauseating. I feel like I have negative associations with that 90s sound. But I did like the key change, and I'm sure Matt Palmer's rendition was lovely. And that's because when I auditioned for Cinderella in 6th grade, I sang the bridge of Can't Let Go in the final chorus, ad-libs.
I gave Travis the context for everything. I think Travis was kind of, because the song does sound kind of like a karaoke. I won't say the song sounds like a karaoke track, but that was sort of the vibe of adult contemporary music in the day. Like, it sounds like there's a beach. It sounds like there's wind and everything. And the song, and Travis was trying to explain it more, and he's just like, the melody kind of like never resolved. Like notes were going in places I wasn't expecting them to go. And I'm like, well, that's why it's such an artistic feat for a 20-year-old.
I know.
Or 21, 22, we don't know.
Yes.
To write like a song that sort of slightly experimental, but like still had like a clear, solid commercial pop aspect to it.
And for me, I'm like, it's one of the songs that I'm like, if I could choose a Mariah song that did not go number one to go number one,
it would be that one.
Can't Let Go would be my number one.
Yes.
His thoughts on In the Closet by Michael Jackson, that was interesting. It sounded like we were at a factory. I'm surprised you liked something like this.
And I'm like, I love it.
And then lastly, also Black or White from the Dangerous album by Michael Jackson. I liked Black or White. It was catchy and fun.
Yeah.
It's straightforward.
Travis ain't going to go too deep with these. And I'm going to give him a paragraph as to why the song is important.
I'm just glad that we get to hear someone have their reactions to these classic pieces of music
for the first time.
Yeah.
So some songs are on the playlist that he's heard before.
Right.
But these songs he's never heard before.
Travis Tracks. I love it. I just need to
Travis Tracks.
I just need to keep up with this. It's like my favorite thing I do.
I know Matt Palmer was like, put me on the text thread.
I needed it. All right. Should we jump into News for Idiots?
Okay, let's go. All right, this is the part of the podcast where, Mother, if you're listening, you need to leave the room.
What? Oh, Lord.
Because this will be the horniest podcast.
Oh, my God.
we've ever had.
I thought we were talking about politics, but clearly you were here to talk about your personal
we're also
feelings.
talking about the important things of society as well.
Yes.
But if I get a little out of breath talking about a man who is in my list of like top 5 hottest famous people of the moment.
You've told us before that you are
I talked about how I am deeply in love with Cory Booker.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Cory Booker had a big week this week as he spoke for over 25 hours on the Senate floor. He basically... And it wasn't exactly a filibuster, which I looked up because it wasn't like he was upholding a vote or something. But apparently, the record for longest speech in the Senate previously belonged to segregationist Storm Thurmond, Strom, whatever. We hate him so.
Storm, whatever. Fuck.
Whatever. Who spent that time protesting the Civil Rights Act of 1957, which, like, ooh, what a memory. Like, girl, this did not look good for you. But it has been beaten. He had 24 hours and 18 minutes, and Senator Booker broke that record last week. How did you feel?
I felt great. I was watching it the whole time just being like, that's my baby. That is my man, and he is working hard for the people. He looked so good up there. He was speaking so eloquently. He was speaking so passionately. I love how, like, by the end, it's like his eyes were just like, like you could tell that he was just like, okay, we're plowing through. But for speaking for 25 hours, I would have been way more disastrous
100%.
up there. Like, I would have been slipping in and out of thought. Things would have probably turned like weirdly sexual because my mind would have been deliriously moving somewhere. And so, I mean, it was just such a wonderful moment, especially because the record by that man back in the 60s, who was a segregationist, like the fact that was the record for so long is so embarrassing.
I know. It's
and
disgusting.
So it's great that it was broken by a politician that I like, even if he wasn't my future husband, I would love him regardless.
Yes.
And so I'm just so proud of him. I'm so proud that he made such a splash, because here's the thing, like, he was saying all the things that like Democrats have been saying for quite a while now, like, but he was saying it in a way that really grabbed the media's attention. And I feel like we need to keep doing more stuff like that, because we're saying all of this, like for years, ever since Donald Trump came down that fucking escalator, we've been saying all of this shit, and it's just gotten more and more. And people are just like, what's wrong with the messaging? And it's like, what we're saying is normal, is
Right.
fine. It's just we need a way to say it that will grab the media's attention.
Exactly.
And this is something.
And this did it.
And if you got to sacrifice 25 hours of your life.
Hey, I'm barely hanging on after getting 5.5 hours of sleep last night.
I know.
So, yes.
Oh, he probably had to pee so bad.
Absolutely. I was wondering, I mean, not to get into it. Well, your mom's gone. Maybe it's fine. Did you get a diaper on?
I did wonder about
I wondered.
that. And I was just like, oh no, you probably feel so weird up there in a diaper.
And I also would like to think that the more disillusioned like people who are consider themselves Democrats or on the left who are like, I want to see you doing something. I want to see you doing something. This is doing something. This is a protest that, like you said, grabs the media's attention. Because the thing is, that man in office takes up so much air in the room because he's such a buffoon. And so, like, no, let's make the highlight, like, what Cory Booker has done and the fact that he didn't spend that 25 hours reading the phone book. Like, he went down.
I think Strom Thurmond did that. I feel like he did stuff like that to get the 25. Yeah, no.
So I just thought it was incredible. I just hope that people are seeing that, like, Democrats are doing new and different things to grab the attention and to ring the bell. Like, this is not normal. This is not okay. Someone needs to do something. Even if we don't have the power in the, Senate and the House right now, I'm going to do my best to get my voice heard. And it was beautiful.
And I love him. I love him. He's hot. He's there's nothing sexier to me than a guy from Jersey. There's nothing sexier than a hometown hero. There's nothing sexier than a man who is a local. And the fact that he did this on top of it, I'm just like, you go.
Yes.
That's my man.
That was a beautiful.
That's my future husband, guys.
And then the fact that evening or the next day, a liberal judge, Susan Crawford, won the pivotal Wisconsin Supreme Court seat, despite $25 million in spending by Elon Musk on her opponent. And it's just like, it's beautiful to see those maps of Wisconsin that have the blue arrows going to the left, versus this is how it all broke at the election time in November. And it's like, okay, it's lovely to see this, but it's also like,
it is hard.
It's hard
because it's like, say like,
we've been saying this.
Where were you?
You said we were fear mongering, and he was telling y'all that he was going to do the fucking tariffs, and we were like, oh, that's going to crash the stock market and plunge us into a recession.
Which, news for idiots, that happened this week.
Right. We are. I mean, again, we were talking before the show started that, like, I have some investments. Matt Steele's not much of an investor, but
no, I don't understand it.
I'm a person that, like, I know you shouldn't check on them every day, and I certainly shouldn't check in on them every day now because I go and they're going down, 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 and you know what? It's upsetting, but I am lucky enough to be like, okay, I'm going to live a lot more life. I will ride this wave, and, like, things will get better again at some point in my lifetime. But, like, what about the people who are just about to retire? And that 401k was what they were going to do just that. And you're going to fucking tank the stock market with these insane tariffs that no one fucking wants. And the fact that the thought process of the people who voted for him was like, he's a businessman, he'll be good for the economy. And it's like, we could have told you. It just was upsetting to see all of that. And to put insult on injury, I have been excited about the Nintendo Switch 2 for so fucking long.
You have.
And they finally had their Nintendo Direct where they showed the brilliance of the Switch 2, the magnetic sides and how it's a bigger screen and how, it's going to be 4K on TVs. And they showed previews of 2 incredible new games, especially the new Mario Kart World, the first new Mario Kart since the Wii, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm like over the moon. I'm getting excited. I'm like, okay, great. Pre-orders are going to start on Monday next week. They're going to be $450 for the Switch 2 and then $500 for Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. I'm like, okay, that's expensive, but I'm ready for it. It's going to happen. Then, because of these tariffs, because of this fucking trade war, the Switch 2 pre-orders have been delayed indefinitely in the US only. The US release date is unchanged as of now, but Nintendo is observing the evolving market conditions. As of now, the Switch 2 price is $450. Google says the Switch is primarily manufactured in China and Vietnam. This morning, China announced a 34% retaliatory tariff. So it's just like, I can't even play the games? I can't even play my Mario Kart?
And guys, there are more important things regarding this issue than Matt Palmer getting a Switch. But Switch 2, yes. Sorry, but it is a Switch.
It is. No, it's the Switch 2. They're
different. But it's one of the Switches.
No, a Switch is one video game. The Switch 2, like a video game system. Switch 2 is a different video game system.
Okay. But it still sucks for Matt Bomer. And now, do you have to have you know how you have your separate savings account for your Apple Vision Pros or whatever? Are you going to have a separate new savings account to raise money for your Switch 2?
All those separate accounts are doing pretty badly. So we're just going to keep things as is, keep putting money away as I can. But it's just, yes, I think I am fortunate to be in a position and to be at a part of life where like, yeah, I can ride this wave, but like it's so heartbreaking and devastating to think of the people who are really trying to fucking retire, trying to, it just is upset. It's just upsetting. And I mean, I think it's kind of nice to see these people come out of the woodwork and say,
there were all the protests yesterday.
Yes, that was amazing. The protests, I have no negative thing to say about. That was what an incredible display. And I love how widespread it was. But then those people who voted for him being like, well, I regret my vote now. And like, this isn't what I voted for and XYZ. But it's like, I'm glad you've gotten here.
Yeah, of course, yes.
But I'm also so mad at you.
It's a little frustrating.
Yes.
We just have to take a deep breath.
We're taking a deep breath.
And look ahead and figure it the fuck out.
Ooh.
We'll be okay.
We're going to be okay. But man,
I know
we're so early on to this. Also, I was feeling bad because I feel like we got an email maybe 2 weeks ago that was like, I love that like there hasn't been so much political talk in the new year, and ever since but it's like it would look insane if we weren't talking about this. Like this is what's happening.
This is an economy talk. This is an economy podcast. Now, could you imagine?
Gays save the world.
If there's one thing in this world I don't understand.
I know. All I know is
that cars. Ooh.
Oh, could you imagine? I mean, all I can understand about the economy is all the down arrows on my accounts.
I know.
So
I don't even know that there's like that Switch 2 apparently isn't a Switch.
It's not.
Okay.
It's a Switch 2.
Okay.
All right.
Moving
on.
All right, let's go on.
As we're recording this podcast, the White Lotus finale is airing, I believe, on Max and on, I guess just Max, because HBO isn't a thing anymore, but whatever.
Sure.
And there was, when White Lotus season 3 premiered, there was so much discussion around the theme song in particular, being like, hey, the sounds aren't the same, like the music isn't as exciting as it was in season 1, season 2. What happened with the theme song? And then it came out this week that the White Lotus composer is saying that he is not going to return for season 4 after a creative clash with Mike White. They had their last fight forever, to quote.
So there were many.
Apparently there were many.
Okay.
He also revealed that Mike White did not originally like the season 1 theme song. I was on the phone with one of the show's producers at the time, and she was trying to convince Mike about the season 1 theme, but he didn't want the theme. He had attempts to score a song that is more like something you'd hear in Ibiza in some clubby place with a chill, sexy vibe. And there's literally no edge to it. It's a good song. It's nice music, but there's just absolutely whatever you find in the White Lotus music, the relationships with the characters, there's none of that. It's just nice background music. I just stuck to what I was doing. And when I was giving versions, it was still the same thing. There were still crazy people screaming and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I was one of those people who was like, it's just the theme song, let it go. Mm-hmm. But the fact, I have mixed feelings about Mike White. I think obviously he's so talented, so incredible, and I love that he's giving, opportunities to these actors, many of actors of color, like, Natasha Rothwell, and and the show is riveting. I'm sticking with it, even if it's a little slower than past seasons. But the fact that he's the only writer and I believe the only director, and it seems like he also isn't letting the composer do what he wants. I just am like, are we a control freak? And also, is the best art made in a vacuum? Maybe this guy has some good ideas that we can bring to the table. And I feel like the composer put the original season 3 theme song up on his YouTube channel, which you've burned that fucking bridge. And it's amazing. And it's okay, I don't know. I think collaboration's a beautiful thing. I'm sitting here with a collaborator and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't say Mike White is a control freak. I would just say he's a showrunner.
Yes, but
the buck stops with him. He's the one that decides the creative direction the show goes in.
Yeah, but there are showrunners with writers' rooms. There are showrunners that allow people to do their job.
But I mean, the fact that he is because the dream is to be able to be the person this is entirely my vision,
sure.
Which is surprising that he wants to do that first, because usually that's a more of a movie thing, right, where it's this person, the focus is getting this one person's singular vision. That's very much less of a thing for TV.
Yes.
So if he's able to do that, I mean, as long as he is treating people well, I don't mind him being I actually don't like what you're doing with the music here. Can we make it more this? As long as he's being respectful to this composer.
Right.
Clearly
they're fighting.
And I mean, I if the composer's like, actually, I don't like the direction the music is going, and then I can understand why he's totally free to quit, which he did. You know, so as long as everyone's being respectful towards each other, I'm sure there are concessions that Mike White has made. There are obviously concessions that the composer has made.
Yes.
And literally trying to make art in general is just, there's a lot of concessions. There's a lot of concessions that everyone makes. And sometimes those concessions are hard for everybody. And it's very frustrating. And so it's just a matter of like what concessions you're willing to do, which ones you're not willing to do. Right. And it seems like this composer has had enough. Had enough. So he's free to quit. Yes. And I do think it's interesting though that people, it seems like you and people like who are fans of the show are kind of just like, no, Mike, actually the composer, like what they're doing.
We're kind of team composer.
We're kind of team composed, like as we like this music better. Yeah. And that's a lesson for Mike White to learn himself. Yes. Like, the fans do like the music in this direction. So maybe season 4, it'll go back to a little bit that direction. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know.
And it's also like, it's also a tightrope to walk, right? Like you don't want every creative decision you make when you're making a piece of art to be like, oh, is the audience going to respond well to this?
Of course. Like do what you want to do. Right. Especially when you're 4 seasons in at this point.
Like, right. But I also think there is a world in which you become so insular and so like, I don't care what other people think, that you're not making the best show you could be making.
Yeah, and that's something I remember once we had a friend of yours over who I don't know how you know her, but she worked for a said artist's record label, said artist named Beyonce. And it was right before Lemonade came out. And she was saying that like, oh, you know, like I was in the room while they're like doing some stuff for the album. We're like, oh my God, what's it like? What's it like? And she's like, bitch, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what's happening. Right. And so we're just like, I know, but like, what's it like? And she's like, it's wonderful. And she's like, Beyonce played something and I was in the room and she looked at me and asked my opinion on it. And I told her, oh, I don't really like this. And I was like, you told Beyonce you don't like something? And she was like, no, she wants to know from everyone if they don't like something. And I mean, she wants to know why. And sometimes like, you know, if someone tells you, oh, I don't really like this for this reason, you're kind of just like, okay, well, I get it that they don't like it for this reason, but that's what I'm going for anyway. Like, so you learn how to pick and choose which criticism you're going to utilize, you know? Yes. And so, how did we get talking about that?
Collaborating and like the visionary at the top making the final decisions. And yes. In that discussion, Beyonce was very receptive, but also did not change her plan of attack. Like the song that was being discussed released and was, you know, did very well. But, you know, the feedback was given and returned respectfully. And so,
and then she released the album of A Generation.
She did. She did. So we love that.
Yeah.
Did you see that Sony Pictures Classics releasing a Merrily We Roll Along Pro Shot?
Yes.
That's exciting.
I thought you were about to say a photo shoot, like an image of the Merrily We Roll Along movie came out, like the movie that Richard Linklater's in, and I almost shit my pants. I was like, oh no, I need to be Cory Booker in the diaper right now. I
saw your eyes go blank, and I was like, what'd I say?
But yeah, a pro shot of this. I'm very excited. It was a very lauded production, very successful Broadway production. There is a pro shot of this production already, but like the London version of it that happened in like 2014. Yeah. And I saw that in movie theaters actually. So it's the same production directed by Maria Friedman and everything. But so they just did it this time with the Broadway cast, and I assume there are some changes that have been made in the last 10 fucking years. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's going to have a quick theatrical release followed by it's going to come to streaming. I don't know. I just have always been about a pro shot. I love the idea of, you know, not everyone's going to be paying $1,000 to see Othello. You know, I know Candy Burris is happy that it made so much money, but maybe if we all had a pro shot to watch on our own, you know, for a little less money after it closes, that would be a good thing to democratize theater a little bit.
Get thee to a cinema.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I'm excited. Thank you, Sony Pictures Classics, for that. Did you see Michelle Williams, the white one?
The white one
was on Watch What Happens Live.
Love.
And Andy Cohen said that Brokeback Mountain is one of his top 2 movies of all time, which, like, we love everyone. It's a little boring for me, but we love everybody, and it's important. And I get that. Yes,
I need to rewatch it.
I would
love to rewatch it because as a teenager, like I remember liking it, but like being like, oh, I want more tears, I want more drama, I want everything. But now that last time I saw it was probably like 10 years ago. Yeah. And so I would love to watch it again, like as an adult and seeing how it affects me like as an adult.
Right.
Yes.
Andy then went on to ask Michelle Williams if she knew the impact that movie would have on people at the time. She says she did because grown men were crying when they saw the film. Cohen said he was upset that it lost Best Picture. I mean, Crash, is that what won? He said. Williams replied, I mean, what was Crash?
Okay, I saw this, and the way she said it wasn't in like a Crash sucked kind of way. It was very much like she was going along with the joke, just being like, Crash, never heard of it.
What was
it was
Crash?
very much like, what was Crash? Like, it was very much that vein.
Yeah.
But I mean, the quote just on paper, the quote just on paper makes it sound like she's shading it hardcore. Yeah, Crash versus Brokeback. That was, for those of us invested in Oscar punditry, I
bet that was a crazy time.
Jack Nicholson opening that envelope, just putting it to his chest, and the Oscar goes to Crash, and then everyone shrieks, and then he just looks off stage and goes, whoa. that was Oscar history right there.
I mean, because that was one of the times that the director, because the Brokeback director won.
Ang Lee won Best Director. Well, and Brokeback swept everything. Like, really? Brokeback won Critics Awards. It won Golden Globe. It won. I think it won the BAFTA for Best Picture. Like, it was the front runner for Best Picture the entire year. But also when that happens, sometimes like people get tired of the front runner status, and they're, especially like when the movie's about a couple of gays, and and the Hollywood at this point was still had some homophobic tendencies.
No.
And so there were people who were just like, I don't know what the fuss is all about with Brokeback Mountain. But this movie Crash, like, and also Crash, I would say Brokeback Mountain, like, as I said before, I was kind of just like, there weren't as many tears as I thought. Crash had that catharsis, like, in the story and everything. It was a little more like cathartic of a film. And so I think that's what some people at the time maybe were kind of just like, we're like, ooh, but the Crash really like moved me in such a more of like a cathartic, visceral way. So it was just like interesting to watch that award season play out. And I imagine the cast and like all the people behind Brokeback Mountain were just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Surprising time.
I know.
In White news, the Beatles biopic casting has been confirmed. And I want you all to be happy about that. Harris Dickinson's going to be John Lennon. Paul Mescal's going to be Paul McCartney. Barry Keoghan's going to be Ringo Starr. Joseph Quinn is going to be George Harrison.
I love when 4 movies come out.
Oh, right. It's 4.
It's 4 separate movies. That, like, Wicked Who. Like, we are doing 4 whole movies.
I literally forgot about that.
I'm kind of excited just because I'm interested to see how the world's... It's like, how the Marvel versus, it's like things are happening on the same timelines, but in different ways. I think that's what happens in them. I wonder if that's what's going to happen in these movies. Like, I imagine they're going to be focusing on different points in time for each of specific, like whatever point in this guy's, George Harrison's life is most interesting or whatever, but I guarantee you there's going to be overlap. So I am interested in seeing how that works out. I'm interested. 4 movies is a commitment to but I will see all of them.
I can't wait to hear. You will be the 2 Gay Mats correspondent for the Beatles films, because I look, and I don't dislike, I think Paul seems like a nice man. I don't dislike them personally. Their music, lives on forever. I have been, as a person who's done music for as long as I have, and a person who went to college for music, my like Beatles meter, I'm done. I just have been Beatles'd out my entire life, I feel like, and I've just heard enough. And I wish... I hope everyone who's still loving it, it's like middle of Beatlemania for them,
fantastic
enjoys
group,
it.
Yeah. Change music. It was a big deal.
Big deal.
Yes.
A big deal that we discussed a lot.
Well, we also discuss it because we are a generation where we are the children of baby boomers. And so like a lot of guys like our age, straight guys, were introduced. Obviously some gays too, I'm sure. But like their fathers, they were like, here, son, let me show you what music is. It's like what you are going to do for your child. You're going to pass on, here, son, let's listen to Butterfly together. And so that's how you're going to impart your musical wisdom on your child.
Right.
And so that's what fathers who are baby boomers did with a lot of their sons who were our age. And so there were a lot of kids in middle school being like, I love the Beatles. And it's like, that's nice that you listen to music with your dad. But like, are you kind of just like, repeating, regurgitating what your dad is saying.
And it was even one of those things as a kid, I was like, man, I feel bad for those kids. Like, they don't just listen. Like, there's such great music coming out now.
They don't discover it.
You don't discover this, what's happening in your generation. So I don't know. I wish the Beatles all the best. And in the movies, people will see them.
And to be fair, like, my grandparents were just like, sit down, Matthew, we will watch South Pacific together. Like that, like, so yes. I do have an understanding of that and appreciation for that. But that is what it is.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, this is just it's just a bunch of bad news.
Oh.
Did you see that Jonathan Majors is going to be on Keke Palmer's podcast?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't. Okay.
Why? I just, everyone can have whatever guests they want. Yeah. Everyone can talk about whatever they want. I just don't fully understand why he is being reintegrated into the entertainment sphere so readily. So soon after what has come out. And it wasn't just allegations. Like, he was found guilty, wasn't he, of the violence? So it's just surprising to me.
Is he still like, I didn't do it?
I don't think he's saying that exactly, but he's kind of talking around it. It's certainly not like, I did it and I'm changing.
Okay, if it was like an apology tour.
It's not an apology. It's not admitting defeat. Like, he's not admitting that, like, this is something I did. He's like, I've tried to grow and change XYZ, but he's never fully admitting.
Okay, this is going to be so interesting because Keke Palmer is so just naturally funny.
I know. So, she's the most likable person on the planet. She and Kelly Clarkson.
Is it going to be like a comedic podcast?
That I don't know. She said it's about accountability.
Keke Palmer hosting a... And look, Keke Palmer can do it all. But
absolutely.
Like a podcast episode about accountability isn't the first thing I would associate with a Keke Palmer podcast.
Someone's commenting,
we'll see.
I believe she's a survivor of abuse. And maybe she'll take him to task and I'll be eating my words. But I just keep seeing him around. Like, he was on Sherry Shepherd's show. And I'm not saying he should never work again, but maybe you could do something privately. Like, make a wine. I don't know. Something that like, he doesn't have to be in the public sphere in this way. And speaking of people like that, Russell Brand has been charged officially, and trigger warning, with the R word and sexual assault. Apparently, this charge relates to 4 women, and the incidents happened between 1999 and 2005. Just upsetting. It's just like, and it's like, we all knew it was like something that was talked around, but I don't think there have been official charges until now. So that is shitty and sucks. And that guy is shitty. That's just like a shitty person. And the last sad piece of news, less like upsetting, but just sad. Val Kilmer passed away.
I know.
Val Kilmer, who I remember watching Batman Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Top Gun.
Yeah.
It just is like, and I feel like he's had such a life. Like, I didn't watch his documentary, but I heard that it was very harrowing. And like, I know that he had cancer, I believe, of the throat.
Yes.
And that impacted his performance for Top Gun Maverick. But it's just like wild to think of someone who, growing up was like one of the heartthrobs of heartthrobs, just being gone at 65. Like, it's just sad.
I know. And I think it is nice that in like Top Gun Maverick, he was given the chance to be like, we're bringing him back and we are going to show him like such reverence.
Yeah.
Because I think it was maybe like a known thing, like he will not be appearing in other films and everything. Right. This will be a last hurrah of sorts. Yeah. So we are going to, that's a very much an emotional part of the movie that people who love like the Top Guns it very much resonated with them. And it was a lovely part of the movie and wonderful to see him like up and active. And it was great that people did talk about that part and talk about how much, Val Kilmer, I love him, I miss him. So it's great that he got to see that in, his last days. So
it's true. So, our thoughts and prayers to his family and friends. Matt Steele, is there any other news for idiots you'd like to share with the people?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break and then be back with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast. You're doing it. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Val Kilmer is a must-see. Grace loves Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. What's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Never saw it.
I don't know that one. She was also defending R. Kelly for a while, too. Keke Palmer was? Ooh, my.
All right.
My, oh, my.
You should know.
We all know. We all knew. When Gaga came out with fucking Do What You Want, we were all like, girl.
you're like, oh, but the song is good.
I mean, thank God for that Christina version. But yeah, no, it was too late in the game. I mean, and honestly, no shade. It was when Mariah did that Bet You Gon' No remix with R. Kelly. It was too late. It was like,
sure,
too late. Don't do this.
It's too late.
And I can't believe it's still on streaming. Which, by the way, if any of you would you guys ever do a worst album bracket?
That's kind of funny.
That is funny. I mean, someone had an idea of doing the last song on an album bracket, which I think is fun. I have a couple of ideas because I don't think any new music's coming out this week, so I have a couple of fun 2K Matt's main channel ideas.
They better be fucking fun.
They're always fun.
All right.
I'm late. Hi, Alex. Love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Val Kilmer plays Gay Perry, a gay private eye in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, LA-based mystery starring RDJ. Great movie. Oh, cool.
Do they do it?
They better do it.
They better do it. Brokeback. There better be tears.
There better be tears.
Yeah. Okay. What are you doing?
I'm just changing it from... Ooh.
What did you do?
I changed it from top chat to live chat. I didn't want to be missing it.
Master, have you ever seen the pictures of young Cory Booker when he was playing football at Stanford? You better believe I Googled those.
My God.
I was like, hey.
How much Googling of Cory Booker have you done?
Not too much. Get out of here.
Have you looked up his high school football pictures? It's not nothing.
Because if you Google Cory Booker like once, a high school picture, like not like a Stanford like football picture pops up, and it's like, oh, I didn't know my man played football.
You are just like Rosario Dawson, so I assume you guys are the same.
We're the same type.
Same type, fighting for the same roles.
We would have fun together. We're both from New Jersey. And we both love smiling.
I saw that RuPaul is Cory Booker's cousin. I didn't realize.
What?
That. I think distant cousin. But yeah, apparently
We're all fucking distant cousins, please.
Cory Booker's shown up on Drag Race via webcam or something. And so it's
being like, hi.
Hi, cousin. She was defending him in an interview with The Breakfast Club, so way too recent to not know about R. Kelly. Oh, it's just like, I love Keke Palmer so much. I think she's so talented. I was excited to watch One of Them Days because now it's on Netflix. And I probably still will, but it's just like, oof, upsetting. Ooh, what's an underrated Janet song to you guys? I mean, Made for Now is underrated.
There's Just a Little While underrated.
Oh, absolutely it is.
That's on Travis's playlist.
As it should be.
Yeah.
And if it was literally before 3 weeks ago, I would have said Someone to Call My Lover, but clearly now that's like the TikTok favorite of all time. So I'm glad that happened.
If they ever did a worst album bracket, Katie's 143 and Brittany Jean would be battling for that. The thing with a worst album bracket is we're gonna have to listen to all those albums.
Exactly.
I don't know if I can do that. The way they are setting Ringo up to fail with the 4 separate movies because no one loves him as much as they love the other. I feel like people love Ringo. Ringo's like the funny one, isn't he?
I don't know.
Ringo's fun. He's the one that talks shit. I think it's great.
If I were just like right now knee jerk, I think Brittany Jean is worse than 143. 143 is dreadfully boring and does nothing. Brittany Jean, it's like these songs are bad and like Brittany's not singing half of them.
Well, also like what are we bracketing? Are we doing like which of these albums is worse or which of these albums is the best of the worst albums?
That's a good. I mean, we did the best of the flop albums, but I think we would do the worst. So I guess that would mean Brittany Jean.
Did you guys talk about what Lizzo said about Janet and Madonna?
No, but that was. Oh wait, I didn't hear about the Janet Madonna. We heard about the Britney thing.
No, see, here's the thing. The thing she said was in her trying to be like, she was talking about Janet Jackson because she was trying to say that like to her like Janet Jackson was the very first like pop star. Okay, and people were like, girl, like Madonna was more famous. Before, like Madonna had more breakthroughs before Janet did. Yeah. But that's why she brought up the Britney Janet thing.
Oh.
And so does
it make more sense?
It does make more sense now. She could have used a different word than Britney's doing a Janet impression, when clearly she meant like Janet Jackson inspired Britney Spears.
Okay, great.
And so I don't think the quote is as bad as people are making it out to be now.
Beautiful.
I know the full context of everything.
I will say she said, "Oh, everyone's turning against me because I'm like a black woman doing pop music, like they did to Whitney Houston and Aretha Franklin." That quote was crazy because that was just the tweet, and it's like I think people. When you were on top of the world, you were doing pop music. It's not like, oh, now I'm starting to do pop music and people are saying I sound too white or whatever.
Yeah, well, when did she not do pop music?
She's a pop artist.
It's always pop.
Yeah.
Some underrated Janet cuts. Roll with You, Feel So Right, Curtains. Lessons Learned.
Oh, I love Slow Love. That's a great song.
The Body That Loves You.
Janet inspired a lot. It's true.
Yeah.
Brittany is a Janet daughter, which is not a bad thing. LOL. She just used the wrong words.
I don't think what she said was that bad.
Right.
I mean, like, she was, I guess, wrong in the sense that, like, Madonna was more of a big pop star before Janet was.
Sure.
But then also people were like, but girl, are you also forgetting about Diana Ross before that? Are you forgetting about this person? So,
yeah.
But she was trying to give Janet her flowers. I'm not going to say anything shitty about that. I have no interest in George Harrison, but I love Joseph Quinn, so I'll see the movie.
Great.
Cool. Okay.
Hey, if those Beatles movies make people happy,
sure,
then I want happiness.
And it's
for
Sam
everybody.
Mendes, right? It's Sam Mendes directing them. I think it is,
know.
and I think he's great. So,
also, this is unrelated, but we have a Discorder named Capri who got engaged this week.
Yeah, yes. Congratulations, Capri.
I think that's so exciting.
We love.
And it was Abby's birthday.
Happy birthday, Abby.
Happy birthday, Abby. It's just a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah. Ringo's flaw is that he's a perfectly competent drummer in a band with 2 or 3 of the greatest musicians of that era. Brittany Broski is coming for all their crowns.
Oh, I got because she sings now. Did you guys hear Ciara's new song? I've not heard it.
Who's Brittany Broski?
Yes, she's Remember, do you guys remember the kombucha girl who, like, you see the meme of her and she takes a step?
Yeah, where she's like, oh, actually.
Yeah. She's now a big podcaster and big TikToker, and I guess now she sings, and she sounds pretty good.
Okay,
great.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
Hey, Capri.
You know,
Paul
put out the stuff you want to put out.
I love from Mariah's "Thanks for Nothing" as well. Yes, Montrez, tell them.
I'm actually glad the Beatles movies are coming out in the same year. We do not need
That's true.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's that Oscar race going to be like? Right. Who's gonna?
It'll be Paul or John.
Who's gonna?
Right? I mean, yeah.
Sam Mendes picking the first 4 British actors in his Google. The thing is, like, each of them kind of looks wise is a solid choice for me for each one.
And
like,
Paul's name's Paul.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Only Pauls can play Paul.
What's your favorite track from Eternals? I mean, it's Dandelion. I think Twilight Zone is up there too, but Matt Steele's Dandelion only.
Not Dandelion only, but like it's the only choice for the best song for me.
Twilight Zone's very good.
It's very good. But I mean, it's like, yeah, there's lots of things that are very good, but few things that are the best.
Okay. All right. Oh my.
I know.
Is that coming out next year, the Beatles movie?
No, I think 2020, or I guess 2026. So I guess next year, but like it'll probably be like closer to Oscar season.
Right.
But if it's 4 movies coming out back to back to back, when is that going to start? Come to think of it, Mariah doesn't really have bad songs. She just has boring ones.
I think that's right.
Have you guys watched The Studio with Seth Rogen? I hear it's great.
And I'm going to watch it at some point once, White Lotus is off and, I'm caught up on Summer House now. Oh, and I have some 2 gay minutes. I don't think I have a Give Me Moments, but I have some 2 gay minutes.
All right.
I have things to say. And I'm going to need you to, because it's 2 things, so I need you to tell me when 1 minute's up. And
okay.
Move on to the other topic.
2028. Oh, that's when the Beatles movies are coming out. That's so long. All right.
Twilight Zone feels like We Can't Be Friends Part 2, and it's amazing. Yes, that was my first thought when I heard it. I stand by We Can't Be Friends meets I Wish I Hated You, which I love.
Yeah, I know you. I know.
It's my love drug of that album, where it's like every time I listen to it, I'm like,
this is the best.
It's great. Love Drug is great.
They said all 4 Beatles movies come out in April, 1 every week.
Oh, not April, not my month.
It's not like it's gonna disrupt your birthday party.
It
like
could.
You're gonna fucking go see it.
It could.
Okay, girl. We're lucky if we're gonna be alive in 2028. Okay.
I'll be turning 41.
You old bitch.
All right, you're right behind me, bitch.
Well.
Oh, God.
We're all Garden State fans. And did you see the ads for the anniversary concert hearing?
Oh, I mean, I was a fan of the soundtrack, absolutely. I need to rewatch the movie.
I've actually never seen the movie.
Really? It's a Jersey.
I know.
It's a Jersey.
I know.
And it's got Frou Frou. It's amazing.
What's Frou Frou?
Oh, Frou Frou is Imogen Heap's band.
Oh, Frou Frou.
Frou Frou, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And the music in Garden State was very big.
Let go.
Yeah, I remember that song and everything. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Birthday month. Yes.
You know whose birthday month it also is? Cory Booker.
Okay, well,
April 27th.
Oh, wow.
He's
we're really close.
to you. I know.
Wow.
1960. 9.
You know that means that we have similar temperaments. So basically, you're in love with me. Is that what you're talking
Oh,
about?
no. Oh, my God. It's been revealed.
Palmer, have you watched Original Roni? Oh, babe, yes. Approaching Scary Island for the first... Oh, you're so lucky. Imagine watching Scary Island for the first time. No, babe, I have a t-shirt of Scary Island. Like, I know my Roni.
Not an email, my heart, but Palmer, how do you avoid retreads or repeating the same themes, lyrics from your previous work when writing new material?
I honestly think taking a break and coming... Like, I think when artists make new music every single year or every single... It's like you're going to end up doing that.
Sometimes 2 albums in 1 year.
Sometimes 2 albums in 1 year.
Sometimes a 31-track album.
You might repeat some themes. So yes, if you actually go out and live a life, you'll have so much more to write about when you come back to the table. You know?
And just like, oh, because sometimes it morphs into like, oh, we're kind of doing such a similar sound for each of these songs.
Right.
And
that's not fun for the listener. You want to take them on a journey.
Yeah. And so like take a break. You change a little bit after a little bit of time and you'll be refreshed. New producers might come out that you might be interested in working with. Like,
Yeah. That would be my
Pamper top 3 Mariah albums. Go. I guess Palmer.
Oh, Palmer. Top Butterfly, Emancipation of Me, Daydream. And I think I'm gonna put Emancipation number 2. But Butterfly number 1.
Beatles releasing 13 records in like 7 years and nearly all of them being good is so iconic, though. 2020's artists can never.
Yeah, people do love them. Fave Tortured Poet song.
But Daddy, I love him.
Gasp, yes. I do love that song. I'm like, is there another option?
Yeah, and the Black Dog are the two to me, the 2 best.
The Black Dog.
Torture. Yeah, But Daddy, I love him. The Black Dog, and to put a 3rd in there. I could say, what's it called? I could do it with Broken Heart, but I feel like that's kind of a basic answer, so I'm not going to say it.
All right. Gotta look at my playlist.
I might say My Boy Only Breaks His Face.
That's up there.
I think that song is great.
It is good.
Clara Bow, I think is just
Clara
wonderful.
Bow is up there for me. I love.
Let me look at my Tortured Poets.
Oh, hi from Brazil. Oh, hi. I need a count. The artist celebrates their albums as much as Mariah. It's true. She's a very good at catalog maintenance. Yeah, Clara Bow. Grace said Clara Bow.
Yeah, Clara Bow's.
In 30 years, we'll be getting a One Direction biopic. That's funny.
Are you guys excited for the Miley album or worried it would be too expensive?
I'm excited, but it's also like I'm excited for fans to know that not every song is going to be for everybody.
You know what are we going to do? Because I'm assuming we're going to be listening to it for the first time while watching it.
Yeah. No, I think we should just listen.
Should we just listen to it
I
first?
think we should do it like
because
we did.
it's not going YouTube's not going to let us put it up.
No.
And we
Especially
will have to
Matt Steele was fighting with YouTube all weekend to get those videos up. And then, like, would it have? I mean, this isn't interesting, but if you had just put the videos up with the actual videos and not the overlay, would it not have done the same thing? Where like it gets blocked for 2 days, you dispute it.
I did put it up with the videos first,
and it got blocked.
And it got blocked.
I know,
and that's
but
when I put the overlay.
But if you didn't, if you just like disputed them in 2 days, would they have just?
And the thing is, I always forget that after 2 days, it goes back
it just
up.
Goes back up. Well, it doesn't matter. It's up now.
The thing is, like, I think with the overlay, it might get the dispute might be accepted. Maybe I don't know.
See. We got
guys. Check out our Miley reaction video now because it might not be up for long.
I hope it.
Or just become a patron.
Yeah, become a patron.
Just watch it there. I
would choose Make It Happen to go number 1 on the Hot 100. Oh, I'm in need of a 1D reunion. I think it will only happen if all of them go bankrupt. Oh, I mean, I think that would be so hard for them now.
Clip of Mariah's son streaming and getting embarrassed by his mom was
so adorable.
It was very cute, yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Carey.
And she's just like strolling around his room.
It's like, oh, Mariah, I love you. Oh, it's great.
I love people just calling her Mrs. Carey.
I know, it's so good. They're respectful kids. I like that. I know. I'm like, you think Anderson .Paak was over there? I wondered. When's that music coming? I know I say it every week, but. It's got to be soon, right?
I don't know.
I want it.
I know.
I want it.
I know. We all want it, okay? I want it. Mariah's daughter's hair is long.
It is long.
Well, good.
I don't keep up with the kids, but they seem happy and healthy
They
and well-adjusted.
They seem like normal kids.
Yeah, they seem like normal kids.
So I'm cool with that.
Get out of my room.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do part 2?
Fine.
All right. Well, I need to cool it a little. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'll wait.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no, we have another ad.
We do have another ad.
Oh God, it happens, guys.
Guys, if you enjoy us, if you enjoy listening to the podcast, please go to your Spotify or Apple Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating or review. We do only accept 5 stars. If you have any criticisms, you can keep it to yourself. And if you really enjoy us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats, where you can get extra bonus content from us on the regular, including our new reaction to the new Ariana Grande short film, Brighter Days Ahead, which is going to be hitting the Patreon Monday night. And you also can join the Discord and meet friends you haven't met yet, chit-chat with us all the live long day. It's a fun place to be. And I know we said it up top, but just in case you missed it, we have a New York City live show happening on August 30th, and tickets are available now. Just go to the link in the bio, and you can get tickets to be there in person or tickets to live stream the fun event. We can't wait to see you.
Can't wait to see you.
Yes. And Matt Steele.
Yes.
What section of the podcast are we in?
This is Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. First question is something that Matt Palmer will probably say nothing about.
Yes.
Because the title is Disney Rushmore.
Oh. No! I saw this. I have thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's from the wonderful Tyler. Hey, Matt. Thanks for sharing your opinions on the podcast and in your videos. My husband and I love watching and either agreeing wholeheartedly or shouting back at you about how wrong you are. But it's always fun.
That's the only way to engage with 2 Gay Mats.
Of course, yeah.
Like, they're absolutely right, or like, what morons?
Because that is how gays communicate with each other. It's literally whenever I go to a get together at like a friend's house and I know there's just like a gaggle of gays there, I always know for like the first couple hours it's going to be pleasantries.
Yes.
And then at 1 a.m, someone's going to bring up an artist and we're all just going to be screaming at each other.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to the email. Recently, my husband and I had our own disagreement about the best Disney Channel original series and movies. It got me thinking, who would you plaster up on the Mount Rushmore of Disney Channel stars? And what's your top Disney Channel original movie and top Disney Channel original show? Looking forward to agreeing or arguing with you from my living room. Tyler, scream all you want, baby. So we are... Okay. First of all, Matt Palmer did not watch Disney Channel.
No.
That was not his thing. I watched Disney Channel when it first became a part... when I was a very little kid. Like, I'm talking like 6.
Okay.
It was a part of our cable package for a little bit. That's when it was very much a family channel. So stuff like Avonlea was very big on there. Like, then... It went off of our cable plan, and then it came back onto base cable, I want to say around 1997 or 1998. And so I was sort of straying from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Because we're a Nickelodeon generation.
Absolutely.
Through and through 90s Nickelodeon, that is what developed us.
Rugrats, Doug.
I mean, just Salute Your Shorts,
Yes.
just Are You Afraid of the Dark, that kind of stuff.
Yes. Alex Mack.
Icon. Iconic. And so, but I was slowly moving over to Disney Channel in 1998 to 1999, 2000, around there. And back then is when they still didn't have their own in-house produced shows. It was all they were taking from like Canadian production houses and stuff like that. And it was still kind of like a family geared channel. And so a lot of the Disney Channel, like when Even Stevens and Lizzie McGuire started in like 2001, I want to say, that was when Disney Channel was like, we have our own American produced by Disney Channel original shows. And that's what they started really pumping out. That's when they started taking, like cultivating their own stars, like Hilary Duff, like, you know, Raven Simone, Miley Cyrus and stuff like that. Like that's when and making them pop stars as well. And I fell off the Disney Channel bandwagon when That's So Raven started. So I did not grow up with Hannah Montana, not Sweet Life, Zack and Cody, any of that. But I did grow up through the era of a Disney Channel original movie every single month. My favorites of those: Smart House, iconic, brilliant. And I was a big Stepsister from Planet Weird fan. I thought that one was really great. And obviously, years later, in 2006, High School Musical came along.
Oh, well, there you
and
go.
So like that, and that's when I hadn't been watching Disney Channel for a few years at that point, but that's when I went back to only watch High School Musical. But So yeah, and the Disney series that I really loved it was stuff that was in syndication. It was like The Torkelsons and Growing Pains. Bug Juice was, I think, Disney Channel produced reality show about kids in summer camp. Truly one of the greatest shows of all time.
Could never be made today.
Could never. I mean, they tried, and it was just a watered down version of just like kids having fun rowing boats. And it's like, boo, I want 13-year-old drama. Okay.
Jesus.
You need to sit down and watch that first season of Camp Wazwalla. It's truly riveting television. And so, yeah, so my Disney Mount Rushmore, I don't know if I can do 4, because I was sort of starting to fall off around Lizzie McGuire and even Stevens. Because I was like, I feel like this is steering a little young for me.
Right.
Even though I did still watch those shows and enjoy them. But in terms of the Disney Channel I grew up with, my Mount Rushmore, I would do Hilary Duff. I would do Shia LaBeouf. Someone who I would include, who we don't talk about enough, because she was a Canadian. She was in Disney Channel's Canadian produced shows and a lot of Disney Channel original movies. Courtney Draper. Her with her fake ass red hair that looked maroon. Courtney Draper needs to be discussed more. She was in so much. She was a Disney Channel darling of that era of like 1998, 99 into 2000. She was in like the TV show The Jersey. She was in Stepsister from Planet Weird. And so we need to talk about Courtney Draper more. And I'll also throw in Eric Von Denton because that was very much I remember telling you, oh, you know Eric Von Denton. And you were just like, never heard of that name in my life. And I'm like, are you kidding? And then I realized, oh, it's because Matt Palmer, he was in very much under the Disney umbrella.
Okay.
Disney Channel umbrella and also like ABC stuff.
Got it. Okay. So
he was very much a Disney owned boy. And so he was in all that stuff. You never saw the Leave It to Beaver movie. So I would put Eric Von Denton, star of Brink, the Disney Channel original movie about the skaters. They were so fucking cool. I wanted to be all of them. So yeah, that's my Disney Channel era. And then when That's So Raven started, I think I watched like half of an episode, and I love Raven. Absolutely. I think Raven is one of our most talented child actresses ever. Her on The Cosby Show is unparalleled. But I think I was kind of just like, the very canned like laughter in the background. I think it's time to not watch Disney Channel anymore and go strictly MTV.
There you go.
Because I was dabbling in MTV.
It's a beautiful place
in the 2000, 2001. But then in Real World Chicago started, and they were showing those two guys kissing in all those previews, and I was like, I need to watch MTV. Yes. So that is my Disney Channel, I guess, experience,
right?
In a fucking nutshell.
I have no Disney Channel experience, so my Mount Rushmore is truly based on like what they have done since their Disney Channel time, and then just by osmosis knowing their importance to the Disney Channel. I would say Raven Simone is number one. I think it's as much as I think it's great that Miley just won like Disney Icon Award or something. You got to give that to Raven. Like I feel like Raven is like, as far as comedians go, as far as child actors go, like you don't get better than Raven Simone. Obviously, Miley Cyrus, she has a giant career that we're still talking about her to this very day. Selena Gomez, I feel like she had, number 3, I'd say Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff, for our time and place, was such a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And when she came out with So Yesterday and started moving over to the TRLs of the world, I was like, okay, all right. She can't sing, but I like her. And I was interested, and she
has a sweet little voice.
And Come Clean's an excellent song. Like she has some.
She's got some great songs. Oh, that second album, Dignified, very good.
Yes.
Was
it her second? I don't know how many albums she has. Yeah. But then fourth, I would say, who did I just say?
You said Miley, Raven, Hillary.
And I said someone before Hillary that I've taken. Oh, Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
I think she is there. She is important. She is still being talked about to this very day. And so from afar, I would say Zendaya is technically now the biggest star as far as like film star, but I don't think, and people, if you're a Disney person, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think of her like dance show as being that big.
I truly had no idea she was on the Disney Channel before I knew who she was. Yeah.
Right. Like I felt like all of these other artists, like Disney is such a big part of their identity.
Because also I feel like her Disney Channel
Shake It Up
appearance was sort of when Disney was on the downslope in terms of cultural. I feel like Disney Channel as like a culturally relevant thing was very much started with Lizzie McGuire, and I think maybe sort of ended with like the ending of Sweet Life and ending of Hannah and ending of Wizards of Waverly Place. Or at least that's when I stopped hearing about all the shows.
Right.
That were, like and like when the Jonas Brothers stopped being the Jonas Brothers, and so but yeah, that era I wasn't invested in. I actually like when they started making Hilary Duff sing and everything, and I was just like, I hate that. Like I hated the idea of like these people on TV shows putting out albums. Like I truly I as a kid I was just like, I feel pandered to. I feel like you're trying to make me think that Why Not should be on the radio, and I don't no, even though Complain is great. Like it is great, but at the time I was so turned off by because I could feel the machine behind it, and I was very much turned off by that, and so that's also why I was just like, I'm not interested in this Disney Channel anymore. Because what Disney Channel used to do was they used to have their actors, and they weren't even their actors because this is before Lizzie and even Stevens, but they would have pop stars who were strictly pop stars go on and perform specials and concerts and everything. That's how I found out who Britney Spears was. That's how I found out who NSYNC was. That's how I found out who the A-Teens were. Obviously, icons, legends. And so so they very much separated their singers, who they highlighted, and their actors. And then when they started being like, well, we want full control over our singers and we want to capitalize on this music product, that's when I was just like, I'm out. I was like, I'm not into this. It
also is weird to do. I mean, I guess either side of it is weird to do, but it's weird to do that, to have such all-encompassing stake in these children.
Yes.
It does. I could see that rubbing strangely, even as a kid. You were aware. You got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, my opinions are all from the outside. Someone was also mentioning Olivia Rodrigo. Again, I always forget she was even on that High School Musical, the musical show.
That wasn't Disney Channel though.
Oh, was it not?
Was she on something else?
I think that's.
I don't know. I guess it's a Disney property. Oh wait, no, it is Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Because it's Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
That's not Disney.
Ooh, not Disney Channel.
That's not Disney Channel to me.
All right.
That's a Disney Plus is a different thing. Although I guess it should technically count as the same thing because it's probably the same.
Is the Disney Channel still on, or is it all Disney Plus now?
I don't even fucking know.
I don't know.
I truly don't know what is on cable. Wow. For podcasters, we should know this shit.
No, are you serious? We're adult podcasters. It's great that we don't know this shit.
But girl, email us about 90s Nickelodeon and we could talk for 5,000 hours.
Hey, you talked for a while about this.
I did. But yeah, 90s Nickelodeon, that was true television.
Absolutely.
But, we love Disney too. So next question comes from Liz. Liz says, email my heart.
Yay.
Hi, Mats. Just want to start off by telling you guys you bring me so much joy. I watch your podcast every week while getting ready for work as part of my routine, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, that's so
LOL.
nice.
I am also a Mariah and Beyonce stan.
Yes.
As well as Tori Kelly and JoJo. Speaking of,
Motions.
have you guys listened to or done a reaction to JoJo's latest project, NGL? I was thoroughly surprised and pleased to have liked almost every song on it. Sorry, Porcelain was just not for me.
Oh.
But I'm happy to hear her thriving in her pop R&B roots, and I wish more people tuned in. Anyways, that wasn't the point of my email.
I haven't heard it. I want to do it for Patreon at some point. But I liked Porcelain, so if there's better stuff on there after that,
okay,
I'm excited to hear more.
And we love JoJo. We support JoJo. We love JoJo.
Period.
Anyways, that wasn't the point of my email. Yeah. I was rambling. This next question is probably more suited for Matt Palmer to answer. I've recently started watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I just finished the first season. It was okay. But when does the drama really start? I'm ready for the infamous dinner scene with Lisa Rinna and everyone attacking Kim for whatever reason. I want more drama. Same for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just started season 1, episode 1, and it's very meh so far. There's another question, but at first answer this.
I would say with Beverly Hills, because I guess it's literally been on for like 15 years now, but it was one of the newer franchises. Like season 1 is honestly, that season 1 is pretty drama filled compared to a lot of the Housewives season 1. Because again, you're just starting this cast off together. They're really getting their bearings. They're getting to know each other. The dramas doesn't ever really start on any of these shows until season 2 in like a major way. You got a lot in season 1 with Beverly Hills because it's like, you're such a fucking liar, Camille. And then the end of the season when Kyle tells Kim that she's an alcoholic in that limo. That's the stuff of legend.
That's drama.
That's drama. But yeah, season 2 is dark, but it's great. But it's the season that husband of one of the wives died by suicide. When it happened before the second season even started airing, and I was like, oh, they're never going to air this, but of course they did. But there's a lot around that. It's dark, but it's riveting. The drama with Kim and I know what the dinner you're referencing. It's in Amsterdam. That happens in season 5. Brandi Glanville also joins the show in season 2 and definitely mixes it up. But yeah, you got to build up to it. I think 2 is great. And honestly, the show gets bad after 5 for a long time, then gets kind of good again, and is currently awful. So it's fine. Atlanta, it takes a little bit longer for things to really pop off. I think a big improvement is when Phaedra joins the show in season 3. Like season 2, you're going to get Candy, and Candy is a good person to have there mixing things up just because she and Nene never got along in like their 12 years on that show together. But I think season 3, when Phaedra comes in, it starts to really feel like the show it is now. And season 5 and 6 is when Kenya and Portia come in and really revitalize the show. And that's when it really is like, I think it's strongest in those kind of like 5, 6 through maybe 8 or 9 years. 9 is when it gets dark. But yes, the shows take a minute as far as Housewives go. I think you could probably start Salt Lake City. That probably gets off to the races a little quicker because season 2, I think, is when, the feds are involved. And so if you want drama like that, Salt Lake City gets there pretty quickly. But I'd stick with Beverly Hills because it's about to get very good for you. Even if it's a little dark, Atlanta is going to be a slower burn.
Okay.
All right.
Didn't listen to any of that. But this is another question from Liz. This question is more for Matt Steele.
Yes.
I used to consider myself somewhat of a theater nerd, but then when I started watching you guys, I realized I know nothing, and my taste is very basic. I love Rent, Wicked, Annie, Funny Girl, Hairspray, Dreamgirls, The Phantom of the Opera, The Wizard of Oz, and The Sound of Music, to name a few. Yes, I know the last 2 are movies, but they are my childhood. I mean, Liz, let us remember, The Sound of Music is a stage show. The Sound of Music won the Tony Award for Best Musical.
She already said she knows too much about
I'm
musicals.
Just saying, but the stage show is so great as well. So if you ever are able to see a production of that, justice for the songs that in the stage show that were cut out of the movie.
Okay.
But we love the movie too. So are there any other soundtracks you would recommend? Something that will make me expand my taste, but also along the lines of the soundtracks I listed. In conclusion, you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you for bringing joy into this very bleak and depressing stage our country is going through right now. Liz, I could list off 5,000 cast recordings. They're called cast recordings. They're not called soundtracks. Are like movies.
All right.
I'm just saying.
You got to be a little kind with this feedback.
I'm just saying they're called cast recordings.
I know, but you're freaking out. There's smoke coming out of your ears.
There's not smoke coming out of my ears. Okay.
Okay.
But if the hard thing is there are so many musicals that I think are just so perfect, and they are just the epitome of what great musical theater writing is. I'm talking Guys and Dolls, Fiddler on the Roof, The Music Man, the 5 great Rodgers and Hammerstein shows like The Sound of Music, Oklahoma, South Pacific, King and I, Carousel, like that kind of stuff. But those, I don't know if they would necessarily hit you as like if you're just listening to them on a cast recording as you would if you actually saw these shows. So I encourage, just for this assignment, if we're just doing like stuff to listen to, and you seem to like be more into like stuff that's a little more contemporary. So I'm going to just be naming like some contemporary things. I suggest you get your hands on the original cast recording of Ragtime immediately, because I think that is still, even though the story is so fucking excellent and fantastic, I think that is also a cast recording that you can really just enjoy the songs as well. I think it's one of the most brilliant scores of all time. Obviously, of course, read the synopsis before you listen. So you do know what's going on. But that score is just...
I mean, your daddy's son.
Woo! Back to before. Oh. Literally every song is an Act 1 closer, and it's great. Also, I would say, like Les Mis. If you don't know Les Mis, you got to know Les Mis. Every song hits. Like... truly fantastic. You might also like a Miss Saigon. I would say if you want to get into more contemporary stuff that's really sort of revolutionized stuff for the 21st century, obviously I talk nauseatingly amount about Caroline or Change, how I think it's the best musical of the 21st century. And Caroline or Change is a cast recording that you can listen to all you need to do is listen to it and you get what's happening because it's sung all the way through and it's all the entire show's on the cast recording. And so I think that one isn't necessarily like songs, like track, like, oh, I'm going to listen to this track now. It's the songs sort of blend into each other. So that's something that I think is a little different that I would love for you to experience. And then obviously like you should know stuff, like really try to see if you can, I would see if there's like production of Cabaret happening around you. A lot of these are kind of like, I would rather you experience certain shows through seeing a production of something, or maybe seeing the movie of something. Because they hit harder if you know the full context of how they're integrated into the story more. But as far as cast recordings go, ones that I think you might enjoy are Ragtime, Les Mis, 10th Anniversary Concert, or Caroline or Change.
Yes,
that's a more experimental thing. And then as time goes on, then you can start your Sondheim era, and then you can start listening to your like Sunny in the Park with George's, and you can dabble into your Company and a Little Night Music.
Oh, Company's everything.
You know, but I feel like those should come a little later for you. For now, I think the 90s, early 2000s is kind of like a sweet spot for you to explore. Because it's also kind of a sound that you're a little more used to in the stuff that you just listed right here. So yeah, that's a nice launching point. Yeah, I think
absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm excited for you and your journey. Keep us updated.
Yes,
I'm excited. For you.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We love.
Matt
Palmer said he had a 2 gay minutes.
I do.
And so this is 2 gay minutes. This is the section of the podcast where one Matt rambles about something the other Matt doesn't give a shit about for 2 minutes and 2 minutes only.
Yes.
Sometimes we go over, whatever. And so Matt Palmer, do you have your 2 gay minutes ready?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready, set, go.
Firstly, I just have to say I'm continuing to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And as you know, because we talked about it, Kenya Moore is basically kicked off the cast very soon into the season. I believe the episode that's airing tonight will be her last episode of the season. This is because she, at her hair spa opening event, shows pictures of a other cast member doing sexual acts that apparently was porn available online, but she shows it and is escorted off of the show. I must say, of course, this is wrong. I'm not standing up for Kenya and saying what she did, the choices she made was right. But the other cast member has such an odd obsession with Kenya. And Kenya has never been my favorite, but truly was more calm, cool, and collected than I'd ever seen. Mm-hmm. And she basically, they're at this table and the Brit's
45 seconds
you didn't hug me. You didn't hug me well enough. I can't believe you didn't hug me. And then she's like, I hugged you, whatever. And then she's like, Brit is just making up reasons to get mad at Kenya. The whole table's like, you're doing too much. Kenya is saying, I don't know what this is. A peasant can't come for a queen. As Brit's walking out, she's like, I still have my pistol. She basically threatens her with gun violence, and then Kenya, of course, goes over the edge. So I'm not saying what Kenya did was right, but Brit needed to fucking cool it. I would not be surprised if Brit gets fired at the end of the season and Kenya comes back. Secondly, Garcelle is leaving The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's very sad. She, at this reunion, I have to say, Erica Jane, the fact that you're going to look at Garcelle Bouvet, an actual celebrity, an actress who has done something for me and for our entire lives, has been on television since I was watching the Jamie Foxx show on UPN. You're going to sit there and tell her that she is uninteresting? I wish you were more interesting in the show. Erica, you have done nothing this season but change your wallpaper for 12 episodes and run between Kyle and Dorit. And all of you came together as a coordinated attack to come after Garcelle, and Sutton is sitting there like a button.
15 seconds.
Bump on a log, not doing anything to stand up for her after Garcelle's done everything to stand up for her. I'm so glad Garcelle is getting away from these horrible people, and I think the show should be on pause. It should be completely rebooted.
5
Put
seconds.
it into the Roni chipper. All these women should be fired. Justice for Garcelle.
Justice for Garcelle, and that is 2 minutes. Imagine having to do that for 25 hours. Imagine. I bet you could give a speech about what you just gave a speech about for 25 hours. But you would be so exhausted.
I'd be so exhausted. I'd have a lot to say.
But you know what? America would be rooting for you.
I couldn't believe Erica is sitting there saying, I wish you were more interesting. When Erica has done nothing. She's been renovating her house all season. She's like, well, I showed my marriage when it was falling apart. It's like, congratulations. Your husband stole from orphans and widows. Yay. Good for you. I was sickened by the display of all these women coming after Garcelle, who has an actual career, an actual point of view. And the show is going to be so much worse without her. I truly think it's time for a recast because all these women are different versions of unlikable. Justice for Garcelle.
Justice for Garcelle, guys.
And okay, Kenya. Oh, someone saying I just saw the app was on Kenya's side before the app, but can't justify it after what I saw. Oh, well, I guess I'll see how I feel.
All right.
Because Britt was doing, you can't threaten someone with a pistol.
No, you can't. I love how it's a pistol.
A pistol. She's like, I still got my pistol.
That's such like an old like school type of gun.
Right.
I have a pistol. I have a pistol in my pocket.
Right.
Is it like a revolver?
I don't know. I don't know my guns.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have a giving me moments this week because I just had to get all of that off my chest. But I assume you have a giving me moments.
I do have a giving me moments.
So Matt Steele,
yes,
what has been giving you moments, darling?
So I saw the sweetest movie, just like a sweet, wonderful movie. It's a movie called Bob Trevino Likes It. It's directed by Tracy Lehman, and I didn't know this until the end of the movie, but it's based on a true story, something really that happened to the director and the writer, and it is starring Barbie Ferreira and John Leguizamo. I believe they also produced it as well, because I guess I thought the story was wonderful, because it truly is a wonderful story. It's about a girl, and she is like in her early 20s. She's trying to like figure out her life. She has this job as an in-house caretaker, and her dad is a fucking piece of shit. Like truly, her dad sucks so bad.
Oh no.
And it's so sad. And the guy who plays her dad, a very good performance.
Yeah.
Like he really, like a really wonderful performance. I'll look up his name. So essentially there's spoilers ahead. There's a point early in the movie where the dad is just like, I don't want to talk to you. The dad is, man's name is French Stewart.
Okay.
He's great.
Actor?
Yes. And, he's like, I don't want to talk to you because you made me mad about this one ridiculous thing. And so Barbie Ferreira's character is, feeling like, I've never had a dad. The mom is out of the picture, has been out of the picture for decades, and always felt like she didn't have a true dad. So she friends a guy. She looks up on Facebook, look up Bob Trevino, which is her dad's name, and I think she kind of friends him, thinking like, this could be my dad. Or maybe it's just another Bob Trevino.
Yeah.
And so she kind of just like friends this guy named Bob Trevino, and she messages him, and she's just like, hey, are we related? Like, just, wanted to know, because, I think just like reaching out into the void, trying to find some sort of companionship, like some sort of connection online, because she's not getting it from her fucking dad. And Bob Trevino, the guy who she friended, is John Leguizamo, and he is married to his wife, played by Rachel Bay Jones, who gave one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my life on stage in the Broadway production of Pippin, but that's another story. But I was so excited to see she was in the movie. She's great in it.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed one part.
Yes.
Is the dad that is rude to her not like an adoptive father, and so she's looking for her biological?
No.
Oh.
This is her biological dad.
Okay.
And so she's just reaching out to this random guy who's also named Bob Trevino.
Okay.
And so Bob Trevino messages her back, and he's like, no, I don't think so. But they sort of develop this friendship between, and they like chat with each other. And there's like one point where the bathroom in the house where she lives breaks, and she tells him, and he comes and like helps fix the bathroom, and all of a sudden, and he eventually like becomes like a father figure to her, and you just really like see their relationship develop in like the most beautiful, like touching way. It's a lovely movie, and if you just like want a movie that you can sit and just like feel good, and when you find out it's inspired by a true story, it really just is just like, oh, that's why this movie, like, there's such a personal touch to it. It felt so personal, and that's really what was so wonderful about it. And it's a great movie. Just like, if you need a movie, like, watch with your fucking parents. Like, it's just a great movie. Like, watch with anyone. So I definitely recommend it. I'm happy that it had a theatrical like run and played in some theaters. It might be playing in some theaters still. But yeah, everyone check it out. Bob Trevino Likes It. I enjoyed it very much.
I love it.
I was very moved.
I feel like I saw a preview of that before a movie, but I don't remember which one.
Okay.
But yes, because the character, the actors and the story are ringing a bell for me. And it did look cute in the trailer.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But you know who else is cute?
What?
Me and Cory Booker.
Okay. Well, I'm glad your husband had such a great week.
Oh, he had a great week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we, citizens of the United States have a better week than we've had this upcoming week.
Yeah, this last week was rough.
It was rough. So, and hopefully, they figure out those Switch 2 pricing.
Because that's his number one on the, Cory Booker didn't mention anything about Switch 2 in his speech. Guess he doesn't care. Should have gone on to hour 26, I guess.
Absolutely. I don't think the Switch 2 thing had happened yet, but he should have known it was going to happen.
He should have known it was going to happen.
Yes.
Because he knows people want the Switch 2.
He does.
He should know what American citizens want.
He should.
When he comes home tonight, I'm not feeding him dinner.
Imagine you cooking dinner.
He'll come home from his long day of like saving the country, and he'll be like, "Did you make dinner?" And I'll be like, "No."
Like, no, you want an apple?
No, like I cleaned the ceiling fan though.
Yes, you did.
That's what I can offer, Cory.
That's beautiful.
You need a guy to clean your ceiling fan. I'm right here, baby.
Is there anything else you want to tell the people or no, Cory Booker?
That's it.
Guys, thank you so much for watching or listening to the podcast. We'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. Yes, Matt Palmer, cancel the whole show. It's a wrap. I agree. Beverly Hills. Oof. Just unlikables.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Hillary called them the deplorables. I'm calling them the unlikables.
The unlikables. But sometimes like a whole season of unlikable people is really fun.
It is, but it's fun when it's Vanderpump Rules, you know?
Or Big Brother season 9. Steele offering Cory Booker. Hey, I got that for you, baby.
Cory Booker's the new Pete Davidson. I don't even remember why it became Matt Steele's in love with Pete Davidson. I think you just offended him at every turn.
Because everyone was like, Pete, and I'm like, what the fuck did this guy do to any of you? Like, he seems like a perfectly fun guy to date. Like, yeah, charming.
Oh, I am excited but nervous about the White Lotus. Don't tell me anything in the comments.
You're gonna be fine.
Did you watch Denise's show? I didn't, but I hope it's good. I like Denise Richards, and I'm glad that she's having a long life after the Housewives, after they pushed her off the show for, maybe lying about being a lesbian or something. These women are horrible. That's what I'm saying. Thoughts on Bose? I really liked Bose all season. And I just feel like at the reunion, the way she's coming at Garcelle is really rubbing me the wrong way. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying Garcelle's perfect. I think Garcelle should not have said, again, the thing about how she thinks Dorit's robbery was staged. It's, something we all as viewers have thought. But like, if you're sitting in the room with someone, it's a rude thing to say.
Sure.
But I think it feels like Bose is in with these women, and they all came in with a plan of attack to go after Garcelle. And it just was gross to watch. I cannot believe Kenya did that at her own event, especially after she'd been complaining that her salon hadn't been shown. That's true. I mean, the thing is, I can see why she would do it, because it's like, well, you can't cut this out. If I do something that you cannot edit around, like, you have to show my salon. But this was not it. And I can't believe you watched the episode, or someone watched the episode and were like, I can't be on her side anymore. I mean, it's bad. What she did was bad. Absolutely. Obviously. Absolutely. But Britt was really...
It's like you're really trying to convince yourself that... It's like, it was bad.
It was bad. But like, if you watch the episode before, and this girl who's been on the show for 2 weeks is yelling at a longtime cast member, I have my pistols and I have whips. Like, it's like, this is threats of violence. No one's going to step in? Because Kenya said that, but then Brett was like, no, that didn't happen. And so to actually see it on camera was a shock. Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's tough and it's a mess, but man, Atlanta's better than it's been in years.
Television.
It's television.
Guys, TV is TV.
It really is.
And got to make it good.
Right.
So
White
that's
Lotus
what they're doing.
Housewives of Atlanta. I can't believe Brett wasn't suspended for a few episodes. I know it's surprising. You shouldn't be able to say that to another cast member.
Yeah, that's...
Not okay.
It's just tacky,
Very tacky.
It's just so tacky.
I would never threaten you like that.
Thank you so much. Not verbally, maybe, but I'm sure you've wanted to kill me in your head several times.
I haven't. I've been like, what can you do? I've gotten a text and turned my phone back over. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh God. Well, y'all, I'm gonna go watch White Lotus. I don't.
That's what's gotta happen.
I just have to do it.
I'm not gonna watch the White Lotus, but I hope that Mike White and the composer have successful careers.
I hope they get everything together and everything they want.
Yes. Inseparable is an underrated Mariah song.
Yes, I do like that song.
We'll leave on that note.
Yes. What do you think legally will happen to Erica? I mean, maybe something. I know that there's been like another suit against her, like using the money that her husband stole for her music or something. I could see something, but like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to see her on the show anymore. Like, that's what I want. Okay. All right.
See
you guys.
Bye.
Go switch.